It's the Beat Break Morning Show with Sean Garvey and the crew.
Wake that ass up! It's the Beat Break Morning Show. Good morning. Sean Garvey, along with my compadre, DJ Rolo.
Yeah.
What's going on, fam?
Man, getting tired of these Atlanta streets. Getting tired of these Atlanta streets.
You getting tired of these Atlanta streets?
Yes. If it ain't the street,
it's the highway. You sounds like you need an adult vacation.
I need a damn driver for one, you know.
It'd be hot in these streets, man.
Yeah, man. God. Oof.
Yeah, man. It'd be hot. I'm telling you, I'm about to take off my jacket. I'm probably going to take off my jacket in a few moments, man. It's going to get real hot in a few moments.
I can believe that.
Yes, sir. Something I never, ever do on the morning show podcast. I never have taken off my shirt. There's been plenty of episodes where I've almost taken my shirt off. But since I am at the Reach One Network Studios, I can do whatever the hell I want to.
That's pretty much true. I ain't trying to get the ladies happy.
Well, I know one lady who is happy right now. Star Kale's in the building.
What's up?
Yeah.
What's going on, Star?
Miss She Talk Atlanta's in the building. How y'all doing?
Good,
man. Good. You still on vacation? You still on vacation?
I kind of
always
feel
on
like
vacation?
I am, but I've been working. Is there such thing as work and vacay at the same time?
Can you do what? Can you work and vacay at the same time?
Yeah, what's the name for that? Can we make up a name for that? Work-K?
Yeah, Work-K. I was exactly thinking that. Work-K. There you go.
Work-K. Work-K. That sounds like some sister I knew back in the day. Work-K. Work-K.
All right. Yeah. Where did you meet her at? Did you meet her doing your work or were you on vacation when you met Work-K?
That's a good question. That is an excellent, great question. Well, Star, we're glad to have you back on the show again. This is maybe like your fifth. I haven't kept count, to be honest with you. This is probably like your fifth or sixth time being on the morning show.
Yeah, it keeps going and going and going.
Yeah, like the Energizer Bunny. Well, we glad to have you back on Star Kels at She Talk Atlanta on IG and on Twitter. Before we get into this morning's topic, which is going to be very, very juicy and hot, and we talked about it in the last podcast episode, DJ Rollum, I got a huge announcement I am getting ready to make. And I've been pondering about it for quite some time right now. I am, DJ Rollum and Star, I am planning to get vaccinated.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What?
No. DJ Rollum said thank you, and Star said what? No. Okay, so here's why I'm getting vaccinated. The number one reason why I am getting vaccinated is because I want to have sex again.
Oh, I thought you were going to say that. But that's okay.
You have sex.
That's a deep one. Okay.
You know.
Fair.
That's a fair answer.
Talking about
juvenile song. Back that ass up.
Back that. Yeah, you're talking about protective sex, man. That's a new protective way of having sex besides condom and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who I'm gonna have sex.
I ain't got no words.
What's that?
I honestly don't have no rebuttal. I ain't got no words.
Yeah.
It's a valid.
Look, listen. I have talked to several women, right? I had conversations with several women recently, and I asked them, would you have a guy? All of them have been vaccinated. And I asked them, would you sleep with a guy or a woman, depending on how you roll? Would you sleep with anybody that has not been vaccinated? 6 out of the 7 women said no.
What?
Hell to
I
the no. Hell to the no.
So wait a minute. Let's go back to what Star said. So are you vaccinated? Yes or no? No. Okay, so you don't fall in that. He asked vaccinated women.
He didn't say vaccinated. He said he asked women.
No, he said they were all vaccinated.
Thank you.
I didn't get that part.
He said
My bad.
6 out of 7 women have been vaccinated. That I asked this question. Would you sleep with a guy who has not been vaccinated, but you are vaccinated? Most of them said no.
And these are all the 6 out of 7 you wanted to sleep with them, so that's why you decided to get the vaccine.
I cannot confirm nor deny. Hey man, hey, it's real out there in the streets, man. I mean, you know, like one sister that's on the line, in which we'll introduce in just a few moments. She said that, you know, Juvenile got the song "Back That Ass Up."
Vax that ass.
Vax that ass up.
VAX.
Vax
that ass up. There you go.
It's vax that ass up.
Vax that ass up.
Let me see if I can play it real quick on mine. I want to hear this song real quick for my ears here. But I did see a little bit of the video.
So Juvenile, Juvenile in his 50s, right?
Yeah.
Juvenile. No, I'd say Juvenile got to be maybe like in his early 40s or late 40s.
Late 40s.
He's not aging well.
Almost 50.
And he made a song called Vac.
To vax
for the money.
that ass up.
Anything for the money, though.
How much Trump gave him? I mean, not Trump. What's the name? Bill Gates.
It was the CDC center. The CDC center, not Biden. It was,
they sponsored him.
Yeah, it's in the video.
Oh shit.
Oh, they deep. They real deep.
Oh my god.
Real deep.
Oh.
They're doing anything for the cause.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're doing anything for the cost, literally. The coin.
Oh my goodness.
Y'all about to make me mad. I'm coming in here with good spirits now.
Look, listen.
You can come with good spirits. You can come with good spirits, and guess what? Negativity is part of life too. So hey, you just gotta know how to deal with it all.
I be trying not to get into it.
Let me just tell y'all. But I just had a technical difficulty on my end, and I'm blaming it all on Star. We are still recording.
Oh, don't stop blaming nothing on me. You ain't gonna do the blame game this time.
Star had me rolling to where the audio is the first few minutes into the podcast is kind of quirky, but yeah, it's live radio. You can't do anything about it. But yeah, Juvenile got vax that ass up. Yeah, get your ass vaccinated ASAP.
I was hesitant. I was real hesitant in everything as far as like taking the vaccination. I was so against that, but because of the fact that my family on my mom's side is having a family reunion and everybody's forced to take it, and I'm going on a flight later on this year, I was forced to go ahead and just take it and get it over with.
Just to get that monkey off your back.
You don't need to take it to go on nobody's flight. Stop playing.
Yeah, you don't.
You don't.
Stop
So
playing.
That's what I kept hearing though.
you don't. You don't.
They check your temperature.
It's not required.
Yeah.
They do the
Right.
normal temperature scans and things like that. They do the questionnaires. Have you had any symptoms?
Right.
Yada, yada, yada.
He just did it because he
However-
wanted to have sex.
Here's the thing, right? Which is, look, not a bad reason, but I think that a lot of the hesitancy that has come about from, not getting the vaccination has to do with a lot of stigma related to our relationship with, medical care in the United States over our history here, right?
Yeah.
Which circles back to why I'm here. But stigma is huge. But ultimately, it boils down to personal individual choice. Like me, I'm not putting my health in anybody else's hand. And since they are out here all free willy-nilly and
going hard
in the paint, like
us.
ain't shit never happened, right?
I ain't heard no country songs talking about vax that ass up. You know,
Oh, I tell you, Lil Nas X is about to be on
Willie
hold
Nelson,
on.
come on, Willie Nelson, do something for us. Come on, Dolly Parton.
there's no
Lil
other
Nas X
Call
gotta
genres.
be on
Billy
top of
Ray
that.
and Lil Nas X and see what they can do.
Uh-uh.
But no, like, you know, I just don't trust other people to be responsible, which is why, you know, I wouldn't go into a situation where I'm trying to have sex with somebody and not have a condom on my own. That's putting my shit in your hands, and I don't trust that. So let me take care of me. You do you. If you're not vaccinated, you hit it from the because you will not. But
Okay.
no.
Yeah, wait. Hit the road jack or hit it from the back? Which one?
Okay,
I
so
wouldn't
basically, as
do
long
that
as you
anyway.
come, then you all good.
Nah, son.
That's my thing. If you're gonna talk about just hit it from the back and be done with, as long
Cancer
as you come,
season,
you go
okay.
good to go.
No, like be responsible. And I'm responsible for me. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I have responsibilities to my children. So I'm not gonna just be like, yeah, out here in the streets and like, yeah, I'm good. I still mask up when I go out. Because anybody could lie and say, yeah, I've been vaccinated.
Here's my card.
Right. That you like what you faxed off of FedEx or Kinko's or wherever people go to get copies made these days.
No,
Y'all know where to go get them because I need one.
You're gonna have to get one.
I needed to travel.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, that being responsible for self.
Yeah, it's an individual choice. I agree with that. Like, I'll watch y'all and then see how y'all do this first year. Then I might consider it next year. Yeah.
And I have plenty of friends. And just to be very transparent, I am fully vaccinated, right?
We kind of figured.
You know.
She is responsible.
Like I said, I got 3 kids. So I can't be out here.
So Sean, hold up. So if you ain't vaccinated, you ain't responsible.
No,
I am. Oh.
Was that to me or to Sean?
I'm talking to Sean because he's the one talking about she responsible.
No, I mean she is responsible. I've known Shanta, by the way. That's Shanta Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. She's back on the Beat Break Morning Show. We're going to get into mental health in just a few moments, but yeah, I mean she is responsible. Like she said, she got kids, and she's in the profession of helping people with mental health and, you know, other things that she's doing. So she's around people. She's around people all the time, just like all of us are. We are around people. So
in general, okay.
In general, yeah. See stuff.
I thought you was throwing shade.
Oh, yeah. If I was throwing shade, you would know. You would know.
Yeah, my job puts me in contact with lots of people. Like, you know, it's like, son, gotta protect yourself, protect your neck.
Me being a DJ and fully vaccinated, I had my mask on doing an event, couple events and whatnot, and I'm fully vaccinated. You wanna know why? Because I don't know who in the world's gonna come up to me and ask me for requests, and I don't trust them. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Do anybody in here work in the medical field besides me?
I do.
Not anymore, but I did.
That's how I caught the COVID back in February.
You worked during COVID?
Last year.
Yeah, I caught COVID probably because of the daggone patients that I had to deal with. And I'm like, And I had my mask on. They had that mask on. I still caught it.
Mm-hmm.
I work in the security field.
You work at the Well Love?
I work in the security field.
Oh, yeah. Front line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, definitely in that profession too, man, because, you know, you come across questionable people, suspect people, you know, and stuff may pop off to where you may have to be like, you know, and you don't want nobody coughing on you while you trying to handle the situation from being escalated. So I can understand that.
So, you know, you can get vaccinated and still get COVID.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
So why, I mean,
so it's not
me working in the medical field and have.
Do I get vaccinated anyway?
Yeah.
Do you want to die from it?
Shoot, people dying from the vaccine too.
It's very rare.
It's like
I'm not
the
saying it
percentage
can't
of
happen,
any
but it's
other
very
vaccine.
rare.
Right.
It's very rarely reported. We gonna say that.
But does it also depend on which vaccine you get too? Because a lot of people that I know who have got the vaccine and are still alive have taken the Pfizer and the Moderna, but not the Johnson & Johnson.
Half. Some people, I know some people that have died, and I know some people that nothing's happened to them. And I know people who've had symptoms from it, but nothing's happened. They haven't died from it. So I know kind of mixture of everything. So for me, I'm looking at all aspects.
All angles. You know what? I believe that if you're the type of person that doesn't go out a lot, you're not around people, you work from home most of the time, then I can see you not wanting to go get vaccinated. If you're that type of person who is kind of like is it an introvert or an extrovert? Introvert. If you're an introvert, you don't go out to places, you don't DJ, you don't do stuff like DJ Roman is a DJ. So he goes to venues, he goes to different places, he's around people. I work in media. And I work for a TV network company, 12 hours, 4 days out of the week. And, of course, I'm at WAOK. I'm in the community a lot. I'm around people all the time. And thank God last year, my butt still had to go to the studio during the pandemic because the producers had to go into work and produce the show. I still had to go to work outside of my house during the pandemic. Fortunately, I didn't get sick. All of my tests came back negative. But thanks to herbal medicine, thank you. And the vitamins, not the Flintstone vitamins, but the vitamins that you get from the herb shop.
Yeah, that's my back.
Flintstone vitamins was only for kids.
You thought who? What was only for kids?
I said I thought the Flintstone vitamins were only for kids.
I take them.
I miss taking those. Those were good.
They were the nastiest
like the taste. We like them Flintstones.
We're chalky. Oh my!
You like them Flintstones, man.
Hey, let's get into this mental health segment with Shanta Hayes, ladies and gentlemen. Shanta Hayes, and then we will bring on our guests because I know our listeners have heard multiple voices here. But let's bring on Shanta Hayes. We got a very important dialogue or announcement you want to share with us in regards to mental health. Of course, it's still, I consider it, would it be fair to say it's an ongoing crisis in our country, Shanta, with people experiencing mental health, especially me being one of the millions of people that experienced it as well?
It will continue to be an ongoing thing until people are actually open enough to address it more widely, right? So I was talking about stigma before. Well, July is National Minority Mental Health Awareness Month. Mm-hmm. And the goal of that is to bring, awareness and light to mental health issues in communities of color. And that is because we have some of the highest percentages of stigma because we are still the not talking about it groups, or we are still, they need a whooping, or we're going to pray about it. We absolutely have to open ourselves up to at least have a conversation about what mental health looks like, right? About what symptoms actually present when someone is experiencing something. And what I talked about were kind of primarily like kids, because I work primarily with kids, but even adults, when they're having depression, and people are so cavalier as to say, what you got to be depressed about? Excuse me? Do you know my life? Do you really know my life? Do you talk to me? Or why are you sleeping so much? Why are you so tired? You know what I'm saying? Because fatigue is actually a symptom of depression. And people kind of, wave it off as, it's just been, a long couple months. Well, actually, the litmus test is 2 weeks. Like, we're looking like, have these symptoms persisted for at least 2 weeks? And you're talking about something that's persisted for months, and you haven't been willing to talk about it. Changes in weight, changes in sleeping patterns, things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we want to bring light to it, and we want to make sure that people are having those conversations where they are able to engage one another on it's not antagonistic level of why, or what's wrong with you. How can I help you? Can we talk? Would you like somebody to talk? Or what I like to say is instead of telling people what they need, ask them what they need. Maybe what they need is for someone to actually listen to them, to hear what they're saying, and offer support. But if you're constantly trying to throw things at them, right? You need to do this, you need to do that. Maybe you should do this, do that. Are you really offering any type of support in that situation? You think you are. You may be very well intentioned. However, you did not hear that person and what their need was at all.
Yeah. And I know when we brought you on last time with Melinda Woods, we were talking about mental massage. And so now we're in late, is it mental massage? Did I say it right? Okay.
Mental massage wellness, yeah.
Yeah. So we're in late July, about late July going into August. And so what are some other key ways or other ideas that you and your team or your support system have developed to continue to raise awareness about mental health, but also in the efforts of reducing the amount of mental health issues in our community?
So one of the things that I do as a practitioner, exhale, right? So my shirt, exhale with SL Hayes. I know.
Yeah, I love it.
I do breathing groups, and I educate people on the power of their breath, educating them how their breath is a tool that is always with them, but letting them know how it is intricately connected, the mental, the physical. When we can control our breath intentionally, because as my daughter says, if we're not breathing, we're dead. Yes, child. Yes, we are. But when we learn to breathe intentionally, to control it in a way, we're engaging different nerves, which say to our body, okay, slow down, do this, which gives us the chance to rest better, helps to decrease our blood pressure, helps to improve our cognitive processing, things like that. So taking advantage of the tool that you have with you 24/7 all throughout your life, your breath, learning how to use that in a way to aid you in decreasing your stress, decreasing your anxiety, things like that. So I conduct exhales weekly. I do exhales with a lot of the clients that I work with through mental massage, and I'm actually planning a retreat in September. The exhale retreat is going to be in Vinings to help people to come in touch with their bodies, because I don't necessarily say, oh, medication is the route. I want people to try to use the tools that are available to them, right? Like I said, breath is always with us. We're going to throw it against the wall until it sticks before I'm going to refer you for medication.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with this tool right here.
Okay. Now, tell us about the retreat coming up, because I know our listeners out there will love to learn more about this retreat that you and your team are putting together and is already set in place. So talk to us about the retreat.
Thank you. So the retreat is the weekend of September 17th through 19th at the Marriott in Vinings. And it is an endeavor for us to engage people in mindfulness and self-care, right? Because I really want people to get to the point where they are very unashamed about saying, take care of me, prioritize yourself, right? We're all working, we all have families to some degree or other. And oftentimes we put those responsibilities before we put ourselves. Like we will say, okay, I got this work meeting, I got this work trip, the kids got a recital or camping or whatever. My doctor's appointment can wait. I'm that dentist appointment. I go twice a year. That one, I push that one back. And sometimes we sleep on the importance of oral health, right? Oral health is critical to our physical health as well. But the point is to prioritize yourself, learning how to say that without shame, because self-care is not selfish. Self-care is self-love. Self-care is saying, I love myself enough to care for myself the way I show others that I care for them by taking care of them and meeting their needs. Well, hello, if you don't meet your needs first, especially if you're, I don't call myself a single parent. I'm a co-parent, but I am single because I'm divorced. So it's me and the girls. If I don't take care of me, I don't want my children to feel the responsibility to care for me. And if they were younger, they would not have, the cognizance to take care of me. So I have to do that. I have to prioritize my health and myself. So I'm going to put myself on the calendar and not say no. I'm not trying to beat people over the head, but I do want to gently encourage them to take this time for themselves, right? To prioritize themselves, to put themselves on the calendar, to learn how to affirm themselves, to speak kindly to themselves, to be gentle with themselves, because sometimes life happens. We fall down. Okay, get back up. Dust your shoulders off, pat yourself on the back, say good try, and let's do this again. Okay? Don't beat yourself up because life happens. But that has become all too often a thing, which I think will tie into some of the conversation later on. When we don't learn how to take care of ourselves, we don't know how to let others treat us, which happens in the dating realm sometimes. But I digress.
I have a question about the retreat. With the retreat that you're saying that is at the hotel in Vinings, is that like people stay there at the hotel themselves, or they you going to be in the
So it's a weekend retreat. We have activities scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay.
However, to make it more accessible for those who have yet to put themselves on the calendar fully, or who are not able to, we have a day pass for Saturday activities, which would be guided meditations. We'll do some affirmations. We're going to have massage, really take care of yourself, but also learning how to sit with ourselves, right? Because sometimes just being alone in the quiet by ourselves is a challenge. Being still is a challenge. Having that time, though, can really allow us, that contemplation that's needed for some of those really deep life lessons that we, are working through, and decisions that need to be made. But we are so got to do it. So we're going to have a nice quiet tea time. And I'm still working on a little something for the evening because, I am a Cancer and we do like to do things like we turn it up a little bit. But yeah, because it's okay.
Sound like a calling to me.
It's okay to, let loose, let go sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Just, now you speaking star language right there. Hey.
That's why I was shaking my head and my eyes got big.
All right. So give our listeners the information one more time about the upcoming retreat.
It is the Exhale Retreat at the Marriott in Vinings. I'm not looking at the address right now. September 17th through the 19th. And you can get more information on www.slhays.com/events.
All right. Well, there you have it. Please take advantage of that, ladies and gentlemen, especially in the world that we're living in right now with technology and social media. Oh, speaking of which, at the retreat, what are the requirements? For a retreat like this, I'm assuming that people or participants of the retreat cannot be on their phones, cannot be on social media. Is that the case when they participate in a retreat like this one?
It is, because again, remember, mindfulness and self-care. I want you to be very mindful. I want you to be present in this moment. I want you to experience this. I don't want you to be saying, oh, Becky, you should have came. Right? Tanisha, girl, I'm having so much fun. No, I want you to have fun. I want you to enjoy this moment. I want you to get something out of it. I want you to feel what you're feeling. And you can go home and tell them about it.
Yeah. All right.
Prioritize yourself.
Absolutely. No selfies, ladies. No doing all this on the phone. Being like,
hey. I'm getting my mind right.
All right. Well, we appreciate that. Sean to Hayes, SL Hayes, all the information is on the website. And towards the end of the podcast, we're going to allow you to give the information to our listeners and viewers one more time if they are going to be tuning in later. But we really appreciate that. As always, getting your mental right for 2021 and beyond, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we do here on the Beat Break Morning Show. Sean Garvey, DJ Rolo, and Star Kells on the morning show. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, the moment that you all been waiting for. So,
talking about that movie.
I'm talking about that movie. Let me set the stage up. Let me set the stage up because I know everybody that's on the line right now are ready to get into it. Okay. So I came across this movie one day on YouTube. And apparently this is an independent movie. This is not a big budget motion picture type of film. This is kind of somewhat like a film documentary type of thing with fictional characters in the film. And some of the people are real, or at least one person is real in that film. The film is called Dating in Atlanta. When you hear those three words, dating in Atlanta, what comes to your mind? To most people is somewhat of a negative stigma. I hear responses from people all the time saying that it is difficult to date in Atlanta. This is the city of a thousand dreams.
Yes, it definitely
This is the city of a thousand dreams. I am born and raised in Atlanta. I am not a Grady baby. I am a Georgia Baptist Hospital baby. But I have seen how the dating climate has changed over the years, the 37 years that I have been on this planet. So I was watching the video and I was like, let me watch it again. So I watched it again and again and again to absorb what I watched. And I was like, you know what? This is meant to be a topic of discussion on the Beat Break Morning Show podcast. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to introduce the guest that I have on the morning show with me. But before I do that, I am going to play a trailer from the movie Dating in Atlanta. Just in case you are not aware about the film, you want to get like a quick overview of what the movie is all about. And then we're going to go to our guests and we're going to talk about it on the Beat Break Morning Show. So everybody that's on the line with me, put yourself on mute. And this conversation is going to get intense. It's going to get intense. I'm going to have to take my jacket off. I'm just going to have to take my jacket off. It's going to get hot up in here. It really is. But I am hot, literally. I forgot that it's still summertime. But Dating in Atlanta, the movie, I'm going to go ahead and play a trailer of it. And then we're going to talk about it. So, DJ Roland, I know you got, I mean, you out of the game yourself. You getting ready to count down.
Yeah. But I was dating in Atlanta, though. I was dating in Atlanta for some years.
Yeah, man.
And I seen some stuff before they even got to that movie.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to talk about it. But here is the trailer to Dating in Atlanta. All right. Okay. That's enough. Let's turn it down. All right. Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. That was a trailer from the film Dating in Atlanta. Now, the guy behind the film, Javon, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Javon. We tried to reach out to him. He did send me a DM, and unfortunately, he is unavailable to participate in the conversation that we having this morning. So everyone saw the movie except DJ Rollum and SL Hayes saw the trailer of the film, but she did not watch the entire movie. But everybody saw the film, and including myself. I said it a few times. I saw it a few times. So I'm going to bring on one of our guests. She is a podcaster. Wait a minute. Who is this calling me while I'm doing the show? Oh, my God. Wait a minute. This is Mr. Moody. Hold on. You know what we got to do, DJ Rollum?
Yep.
Somebody call on the Beat Break Morning Show. We got to put them on blast. Hold on. Beat Break Morning Show. Who is this?
Put the bottom of the phone towards the mic. The bottom of the phone.
The bottom of the phone. Okay. Beat Break Morning Show.
You have him on speaker?
I got him on speaker. It's a butt drop. A butt call.
A butt call.
It's a butt call.
To a dude.
Hey, we do that sometimes. Whenever somebody call into the podcast, we put them on the air. But getting back, she is a podcaster, ladies and gentlemen. She has a podcast that's out right now called The New Normal. And she cannot wait to dive into this conversation this morning. Give it up for Aretha Yvonne. Aretha, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, I can't wait to dive into this conversation.
Can dive in. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You saw the movie? You saw the movie in its entirety?
I did.
Okay. So my question to you is, are you single in Atlanta?
Yes.
I'm gonna go ahead and give a hand clap to that. Not in a bad way.
Okay.
Not in a bad way.
Okay.
But you are attractive. You are very beautiful. You are smart, educated.
Thank you.
You know, and you have your own podcast. You work. You have a career and what have you. But why in the hell are you single in Atlanta?
Well, I was married for 10 years. I got divorced December 2019. So, even though we were separated 2 years before I divorced or whatever, but it wasn't finalized until, December of 2019. And then last year was the pandemic. It started like I wasn't gonna be jumping out the window. I don't know. Like I had to get to know who I was first. I did try some online dating though. No.
Oh, you tried some online dating yourself too?
Mm-hmm.
How did that work out?
It didn't.
I mean, you're still single, right? Because it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm still single. No, I went on a few dates, and Atlanta, a lot of men have a lot of options, and I'm not gonna do whatever just to get somebody to date me. I'm not gonna jump out. I'm not gonna do anything like that. So it's a lot of things I didn't compromise. So I stayed single until.
Just out of curiosity, were these dating apps, were they like Bumble, your Tinders, your Hinge?
It was on Bumble. I did Bumble, and I also did Plenty of Fish. I did Plenty of Fish the first time. The second time was Bumble or whatever. But they all the same because all the guys on the same ones. They on all the same apps. They on Plenty of Fish, Bumble, the same dudes.
Yeah, like
I never heard of those when I was single. I never heard of those apps. I know about what's that one, Sean? Tinder. What's it?
All right, and signature phrase, tenderoni.
No,
Tinder as well.
But they were cool. They were attractive. They had money and everything, but they also had options. Like I said, like on those things, you just swipe right. If you want to swipe. So if I had over 900 people getting at me, I know they had a lot too, because it's like way more women than men in Atlanta to men. Way more women. Yeah, it's like 25-1 here.
Yeah, that's the ratio.
Yeah, something like that. Or more.
That's what we
I thought it was more.
Might be more now. I don't know. It probably is more. You know what I'm saying?
They coming by the boatloads, baby. They coming by the boatloads.
They always moving in and out of Atlanta. So yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have moved here because it's an entertainment town. Y'all already know how that go. So and
that's why we're here. That's why we're talking about it.
Right.
That's why we're here on the morning show talking about it. And also what you hear in the background, because me and DJ Roland, we're not the only guys on the morning show. We do have another guy that's on the live line with us. Michael, ladies and gentlemen. Michael, good morning.
Hey, what's going on? How are y'all doing?
Good. How are
Chilling, man. You look relaxed, man. Matter of fact, this is my first time seeing you. And we've had a couple of conversations.
I met to another friend of mine. We have mutual friend.
Yeah, shout out to Courtney, who is getting married. She's about to get married. Damn, everybody getting married. Damn. Jeez.
Not me.
What does that say, Sean?
Neither.
Almost everybody. Let me just say that. But Michael, we've had a couple of conversations offline, and I do remember a few months ago that you told me you were single, and what we were planning to do for you was put together a dating show. We have done 2 dating shows on the morning show. Yes, start with the big eyes. We have done 2 dating shows in the past on the Beat Break Morning Show. And so we was going to make it a 3rd one by having Michael come on the show and select 1 out of the 3 women that he feel would be more suitable to date. But fast forward to now, Michael, give us the update on where you're at now in the dating world.
Okay, I mean, right now I'm kind of dating somebody, so I'm looking to see just exactly how it's gonna go. Wait! I'm sorry, I gotta put a bookmark in that. What do you mean, kinda? You either dating?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too.
Okay, not kinda. I am dating somebody.
Okay. It's not like the old phrase, kind of pregnant. No, either you're pregnant or you're not pregnant. Either you dating or not dating, not kind of.
Yeah, you're right.
And he's in Atlanta, right? You're in Atlanta, right, Michael?
Yes.
And you chose to date 1 woman out of the ratio of 25-1.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you asked that, Star, because Michael, he's getting ready to drop a bomb. I don't even have my sound effects ready on what Michael about to say.
Do the explosion.
go ahead and talk to us about the woman that you are that you are dating.
I am dating, yes.
Okay, go ahead, go into the specifics.
But yeah, me and this female, we are dating currently. Like I said, I am looking at seeing how this is going to go. Actually, she does not live in Atlanta. She doesn't live around Atlanta or the outskirts of Atlanta. She actually lives in North Carolina. Now, I told myself that I would not date anybody as far as long distance. I stopped doing that a long time ago, but I mean, sometimes things happen, you know? And, like I said, it was like it was kind of weird. Like, fast forward, it was kind of weird how me and her came about because we met on Facebook. She sent me a thumbs up picture, and I'm like, okay, hey, how are you? How was your day? How was your night? You know, how you been? How you feeling? Like, where your man is at? You see what I mean? That's why I said it was kind of weird how we met, you know? So after that, when I was saying that to her, we started having a conversation and she started acting all shy. And then I'm like, okay, well, you reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you. You see what I mean? So like I said, we started having a little conversation and everything. And so after that, we stopped. And I say about a week or 2 weeks later, when I was at my job in the company car, like I said, I work as a patrol security officer. So I'm just in the car, just late at night, just minding my business. I get a video from her, right? Mind you, I don't know what it is. I have no idea what it is. So when I opened up the video, she sent me a video of an X-rated video of her playing with a pussy, and she had a dildo in the pussy. She started squirting.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Again, let me get the sound effects again. Wait a minute.
I'm sorry.
She back that story up. She did what?
I said she sent me a video of her playing with a pussy, and she had a dildo in a pussy. She started squirting. And so I'm like, oh, shit, okay. I'm like, you got my attention. Hold up, okay.
Oh, wait.
I got a question.
That's how you get a man.
That's why
To focus on one long distance.
He said it was some factors because he was like, I wasn't doing that no more, but some things happened. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, but I got a question, and
Okay.
Like, tell me to step aside if I go too far. But who was it? Because I'm curious. Because you said it was in a pussy. You didn't say whose it was. Was it?
No, it was hers. It was hers.
You saw her face?
I saw her. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We
like there was distance between. Like, okay. I'm just.
That's a good question because we send fake videos and fake stuff.
Catfishing.
Oh no,
is that what they call it?
That's still called catfishing.
Oh my God!
Damn,
you said
it. I did.
But like I said, I thought she lived in Atlanta at first, right? That's what I assumed because when I sent me the video. I was like, I said, I didn't think you could squirt like that. She's like, duh. I'm like, okay. So she wanted me to fuck her that same night. And so I asked her and I assumed that she lived here in Atlanta, or at least around Atlanta or the outskirts of Atlanta. She said, no, she lived in North Carolina. I said, what part? And so I'm like, okay. So I'm looking at the phone. She's like 4 hours away. So I was trying to figure out a way to get there because, like I said,
you was trying to
figure out a way to get there.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, hey, I'm a guy. I'm a man. I'm human. I got needs and wants too.
Hey, man. It be like that.
Yeah. So
y'all know I got something to say. I'm just holding it.
Okay.
Yeah, you hold it all right.
Okay. So she came. Okay, she came down here to Atlanta. I sent her some money, so for gas and everything, so I could compensate her. So I could help her. So like I said, she came. We spent time. I showed her around Atlanta. She's like a small city type of female, and I'm a big city type of guy. So I showed her around Atlanta, and like I said, of course, we ended up fucking. And so the way I was looking at it was, I'm like, okay, well, we over there fucking, but I'm like, I mean, I want to at least get to know more about her, to at least know what I'm getting myself into, or know more about her. You see what I mean? Like I said, I didn't think I was going to be in start dating her, but I mean, like I said, things happen. You know what I mean? So like I'm getting to know her more like on the deeper level, just to see where it's going to go. I'm not taking things fast. I didn't say I love you, not yet. I didn't say like I love you, this, that, and the third. I don't fall in love fast.
You fall in pussy fast.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I couldn't do the online, because they're used to sex, because they can get it. Like, I'm not jumping in. I'm not doing that.
He falls in, no, because see, this is all coming into what you were saying. He falls in pussy fast. So now he in love with the coochie. So now he want to see, can I be in love with her too? I don't want to leave that pussy alone. So let me see if I can work this out. From a long distance that he said that he wasn't going to do no more. But
4 hours away.
Right.
I was thinking Charlotte. She ain't Charlotte because you said North Carolina. Charlotte's 4 hours away.
I don't want to say where she's at. I don't want to put that out there.
Oh, okay.
What I'm gonna say is she lives in a small town. She lives
outside of
Charlotte, and she lives 2 hours away from Durham. Durham.
Oh hell, Durham. Yeah. It's Durham.
Durham.
Yeah. Raleigh, Durham. Yeah. Reason why I can connect, because I've been to Durham, Raleigh.
I used to live in North Carolina.
Fayetteville, North Carolina. There's a small town outside of Fayetteville called Sanford, because I DJ'd in Sanford up there. So I've been to North Carolina several times and whatnot, which I was shocked to even have a Jacksonville up in.
Hey, I grew up in Jacksonville. Thank you very much.
No, nothing wrong and whatnot. It's just that I'm familiar with the state and whatnot. You actually grew up, because you definitely know about the state and whatnot. And I'm just feeling brother right here about dating in North Carolina. And I dated one female, actually two. One I actually went to who I dated back in Tuskegee days, back in the 90s. She's from Durham. And then years later, then I met another chick on the internet, and she lives in North Carolina and whatnot.
Oh,
and
I see what's going on in North Carolina.
Yeah. So yeah. So I feel brother man on that. I feel brother man on that. So
there's a lot of military bases in North Carolina, so we learn quick.
I know that's right.
And see, this is the thing, like, I've tried to date the women here in Atlanta, but the women here in Atlanta really just turn me off. I'm gonna just keep it all the way.
Hold on, because they ain't showing their coochie online.
Wait a minute.
No, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that.
What is it?
Because you went deep with North Carolina.
We listen.
What's up? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hold on. I'm telling you.
Jack about to come off, man. Okay,
it's like, okay, check this out, right? When I'm sitting over there trying to date a female in Atlanta, it's like, I'm not coming off of her being a pervert. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not, like I said, I'm not being mean. I ain't being no asshole. I ain't doing none of that. I know how to come off at a female. I know how to be respectful to a female. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, is that I don't disrespect nobody unless I feel like I'm being disrespected first. You see what I mean? So it's either a thing to where she's coming with a lot of baggage. She's coming with a lot of bullshit and everything. But guess what? It's up to me whether if I want to deal with it or not. You see what I mean? It's either that, or every time I turn around, she always got a handout asking for money or sending me her Cash App link to send her money to her Cash App. I'm like, well, goddamn, I ain't asked you for no sex. I ain't saying about doing nothing sexual to you. Like I said, like, we just hang out, get to know each other, see like what we all about or what you all about, stuff like that. Or, like, I just felt like a lot of these women here in Atlanta are very shallow and very superficial. It's like, I don't want to deal with no basic female, but I don't want to deal with no shallow female or just with a female that ain't about nothing.
Oh, Lord, I'm about to make my exit real quick.
Okay, because see, I want to say something now. I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I feel Michael on that, but let's go over to Star.
Okay,
Star,
Sean, okay. So one thing I do want to address, right? To new normal, okay, Riri.
You can call me Riri.
New normal, Riri.
That's Aretha, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Aretha. So Aretha made a statement. She said that there's a 25-1. It could be an 8-1 or whatever.
40-1.
What? Right. No matter the percentage, men like certain type of women. Okay. So the percentage could be 50 million to 1. If that man want a certain type of woman, he gonna look right past about 500,000 of them to focus in on what it is that he wants. So for me here in Atlanta, I don't really have that issue as far as getting a man or whatever the case may be, or finding a man here. That's kind of more so, I guess, the type of man for me. I feel like it's the type of man that we're looking for. And if that man is in the place of being interested in one woman, because sometimes we get interested in these men that aren't really interested in being monogamous at that time, or they're in a different type of lifestyle. So that's one thing. You.
That would be me or Mike.
Michael.
Well, before Michael can rebuttal, I want to go over to Riri Aretha real quick
and see what she said. Okay.
Yeah. Now, Riri.
Yes.
You've seen the movie. Mm-hmm. What is your take on it?
Well, it was a lot of different individuals who had different experiences. So they were just telling about how to talk about what they went through and what they were seeing or whatever. And I really feel, as far as what she said, I can't see y'all. Miss Star. I'm attracted to certain type of dudes or whatever. So you're right. Some of them are in the entertainment business. So some of them, they have like a lot of variety or options or whatever. And then they have some that's not, that has, that's their own business and whatever, and their focus. But I just feel like I wasn't in a place to do it anyway. I'm healing. Like I was going through a healing process, just finishing up my divorce or whatever. And I didn't want to take in the same issues I had with him into a new situation. Because I had different dudes that wanted to deal with me, but I didn't want to do that. I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Just like me years ago.
Yeah, I wasn't ready.
Just like me years ago.
I didn't want to do that to them. Or what? I mean, I just didn't want to do it to myself either. It's like wasting time and stuff or whatever. Like, so I didn't want to do that.
Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you something that I just now heard from both Riri and Michael. And my experiences as well, because like I said, and I keep reiterating it, I'm from Atlanta.
Me
born
too.
and raised. You from Atlanta as well.
Grady baby.
Grady baby. All right, Georgia Baptist all the way, baby. But I hear Grady so much. So, hey, nope, I got love for you all too. Now, here's the thing. 37 years of being in Atlanta, right? I have seen how we have treated each other socially. Like this used to be, notice I said used to be the place for Southern hospitality.
Right.
Okay, so to kind of get a little bit deep into it, back in the day, a lot of people wanted to move to Atlanta. And I would hear brothers at times that were either from New York or LA or just other places outside of Georgia say that, man, the women in Atlanta, boy, they are so down to earth. They're not on that materialistic, they're not on that grimy type of lifestyle that a lot of these women are on in other places outside of Georgia. Like, I got to go down there. The women are attractive. The women are down to earth. They're so down to earth, nice, kind. I would hear that from brothers that have went ahead and moved down to Atlanta. And so we seen that transitional period from people before and after the 1996 Olympics, where more and more people started moving down here. And now it has become what Riri just said. She just used the keyword entertainment. This is the number one city of entertainment. How many times have you heard people say Atlanta is the Black Hollywood? We have heard that millions of times. We hear that all the time, right? So the women that I come across in the world of dating, and they will like me because of my nice smile or how I carry myself, personality wise, but that only goes so far. And so I started studying and I realized, okay, the rhetorical question is this, and I have no problem asking any woman this question from Atlanta. Are you in search of a good, nice guy with a regular job, pays well, has potential, is ambitious, or what have you? Or do you want to date a celebrity? Which one? Because let's just keep it simple.
Do you have to pick
I'm
one?
like, is that a real question? Like
it has to be a real question in these days and age now before a movie Dating in Atlanta to exist. Because if you go and look at the movie, the entire movie, it's women on one side and there's guys on the other side, and the women on the other side are what I feel like is Real Housewives rejects.
What?
okay.
No.
So
Yes.
Some of them, yeah.
Disclaimer.
Like it was
I have not seen. I only saw the trailer. I saw the very broad stroke description of, you know, like the broke man, the good man. And I was really like, what is a good man? What is a good woman? You know what I'm saying? And we had the gold digger, and then we had the cheater. And my thing is like, those exist across the board. Like you could be a male gold digger, or, you know, you could be a female cheater. You know what I'm saying? Dating in Atlanta is hard because people don't take the time to really get to know each other.
That part.
It's
girls,
like,
say that again.
dating in Atlanta is hard because people don't take the time to get to know each other. Like really, like have a conversation. Like, excuse me, I almost said a word. People was jumping in my Tinder. Like, when we go, I don't know you. You just swipe. I don't know your last name. Kick rocks. Okay.
Is that your name?
That's
your name.
how recent are those pictures? Like,
right.
I'm sorry, excuse me. Like, what is this? We doing passports and shit. I gotta be up to date for the last 6 months. Like, those aren't the types of questions that you ask to get to know somebody, right? And dating in Atlanta does take a lot of introspection and self-reflection, right? Especially, you know, if you want to have some type of positive outcome. And I'm still in that introspective place because I just recently came to the conclusion that the type of man I like, I have not been, you know, hanging out with, right? And Michael, when you were saying, you know, the type of women you were meeting, I was like, damn, you need to change your circle.
Right.
But Tarama, you know, no judgment, because I need to change my circle, right? Well, I need to change. Maybe I need to choose better.
Right.
We have a UGK moment. But like like I was talking to a gentleman. He was nice. He had a beautiful smile. He's very kind. He was, you know, but his work ethic did not match mine.
What was his work ethic?
So he is an entrepreneur.
Was he a struggling entrepreneur?
That's a good way to
So you gotta put that
She looks
on.
frozen. She looks frozen.
Okay. Essa is frozen.
No.
Hopefully we'll get. Are you there, Essa?
You there?
No, I am. No, he's not a struggling entrepreneur, but I come from a family of successful people. Like, we do shit and we keep doing shit, right? We don't just stop. And he was comfortable, and that's fine, right? But when you tell me that you're thinking about doing something growth-wise, and then you're like, don't hem and haw, do some shit.
You like
I don't want to
action, man.
Exactly. I like action. Like, I'm not gonna lie. One of the reasons I love my ex-husband, he reminded me of my father. He got shit done. I like that type of energy. I want that in my life. I'm like, son, I can take care of you all day. You take care of me all day too. We got to be working on some shit. Right. And yes, I am a social worker and I curse a good bit.
All right.
Girl, curse all you want.
This is a Big Break On podcast. We good.
Stigma and such, you know, we still be like, But yeah, like, be about shit. Get the fuck out there. Excuse me.
Hey, it's all
I'm working
good.
on it. I'm working on
It's all good. It's all good.
This is the first
Just be
episode
you,
that
be
Esther
yourself.
Hayes has cursed in one paragraph.
But yeah, like action. Be about your business. Because we are legacy builders in my family.
Okay.
So,
I want to say something though, real quick. I'm sorry.
Okay. Sure.
I'm from a medical background as well, and I'm a certified grief counselor. Anyway, what I know is like attracts like. So like you said, you got to get in those circles and go those places or whatever to find what you really want, or get into certain groups so you can meet certain people like that or whatever. Because in Atlanta, it's really, to me, it's hard because especially if you don't get, I don't get out there no more. I work, a lot of my work is at home. So that's why I chose to do online dating. However, online is just like, it's not the same. It's not the same as meeting people, because people could be whoever they want to be. You know what I mean? And then so you go out with them and you realize, okay, you wasted my time. Like, what are we doing here? So my whole thing is this. I guess when I become more out there, I know for myself, I will attract what I wanted. Just like I attracted my husband before. Like everything is different. Like when you be married, you know, if you've been married, and you get back out there, it's like, what?
Right.
What's going on here? This is
the ghetto. Shit.
Ooh,
This is
ooh,
the,
wait,
this
I
is
got
the
something to
ghetto.
say.
Dating in Atlanta is the ghetto.
Go ahead,
it's the ghetto for real.
But when you ready to get back out there, let me know, girl. We can go together.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. For real.
Listen, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you, and I'm glad we're having this conversation. Once again, we're talking about just dating, period, dating in Atlanta. Now, I want to respond to both Shanta and Riri, what you all just said, but I'm going to respond to Riri real quick. So the dating apps, the social, I think most of us, if not everybody, has partake into a dating app, whether it was Bumble, Tinder, etc., whatever.
Never been on any of them, but okay.
Okay, well, good. Well, good for you, DJ Roland. Good for you. Hand clap for that.
He was on the
None of
one
those. I ain't never been on any of those.
I ain't clapping.
She say no.
Okay, so I have been on plenty of those dating apps, right? And so to Shanta's point of the problem is the dating in Atlanta, people don't want to get to know anybody out here. It's a communication barrier. Whereas because that too is also across the board as well, because dating apps stretches far beyond Atlanta. But the thing is that every single day as people, as human beings, we rely on technology to communicate to us. Whenever I'm on social media, it's, of course, I do it for my job. But then I think back to the time 20 years ago when we didn't have this accessibility. We didn't have social media. And then when you go on these dating apps, like from a guy's perspective, if we having great chemistry, right? If we having great chemistry and what have you, I'm ready to talk to you on the phone. Why do you want to tell me, well, I want to wait a little bit longer before I give you my number on a dating app? Like, what the?
Yeah.
Well, I don't do that.
That with that crap too.
That just happened to me. A man told me that. He told me I was the first person he moved fast and gave his number to. So he would prefer to continue to text me for a while, and he don't want to talk to me because he's not ready.
He's a player, Star.
I give them my Google number. I'm not.
Right, he's not ready.
That was my Google number, girl, and I respond. I ain't got time.
Quote unquote, he's not ready.
You get the Google.
Man, I got so many stories.
How you got stories and you ain't been on no date now?
I ain't been on the date apps that were mentioned. And
I knew that's why I was saying no hand clap for him, because he was on the back of the day
let
one.
me finish though. The app that I was on basically was not considered as a dating app. It was called a social
Black
app.
Planet.
Black Planet. Dang.
What
No,
you on
not
my
even Black
face?
Planet.
MySpace?
Tried Black Planet, but they wanted me to pay. Back then. I'm like, nope.
Were you on MySpace?
Yeah, I was on MySpace. Yeah, I was on MySpace.
I was on this platform called MySpace.
I heard of MySpace in it.
Yeah. It's just that, I mean, from my experience with the apps, I mean, the apps were slowly coming in when I was I wouldn't even really call it dating. I was socializing. That's what I was doing for about 3 years, socializing. Did I go out on dates? Yes, but they were not exclusive. There may have been one or two exclusive people that almost got to that point. And when and my thing is, if I don't change my status on Facebook saying I'm dating, I'm in this relationship with this person, you're not considered as my woman or whatever. I'm just seeing you, in my opinion. So when we get to that point that I'm changing my status, that the whole world can see, that knows me as a DJ and my real name, then hey, that's how I look at it. So when we get to that point, so brother, back to you. I gotta say this to you, Michael. When you at that point that you're dating this lady, that's fine. Y'all actually just having sex right now. Y'all just having sex, and it's good sex, whatever it may be and whatnot. But until you change your status to let the world know on Facebook, which is like the main app that family and friends that are a part of you, that know you, and you change your status that I'm with this woman, that will let them know, oh, congratulations. That's where you get all your congratulations about your status and whatnot. And you actually show the person's name. None of that crap saying I'm in a relationship and you like, who's the person? Yeah, you congratulations, but who's the person? You don't want to share my joy that I'm in a relationship with you, and you want and don't put the name out? Man,
well, sometimes there ain't none of that damn
exactly. I was about to say, I don't want nobody in my business.
I don't care for that.
Right. It's like sometimes it's best to just keep your relationships private off the internet, off social media.
Well, I mean, to each his own. That's how some people look at it. But I know that how I am and how people look at me because of how my personality. Because
they be in that DM, DJ Roll. They be in that DM. They be rolling in that
people
DM.
Still wonder if they can still get me and whatnot, man. I'm like, hell no.
But you know what? But you know, I got something to say about that. Because this is what I told old girl that I'm dating right now. I told her straight up. And this is what I tell everybody. Like I told her, I said, look, like as far as like what we're looking for in a relationship or whatever the case, I told her straight up, like I tell everybody, I said, look, I don't want to deal with no more childish women. I don't want to deal with no more hood rats. And I don't want to deal with no more damaged women. And what I mean by damaged women, because every time I say damaged, people like, it seems like it's a trigger for everybody, right? I'm like, no, let me break it down. I was like, let me break it down. I don't want to sit up there and deal with no female that's going to sit up there and come at me and treat me like no sucker, right? Or treat me like no simp. I'm not going to sit up there and deal with no female that's going to treat me like a doormat. And I'm not going to sit up there and deal with no female that's going to treat me like an emotional punching bag. Like basically like, oh, she's over there taking all her issues out on me as far as like her having ex-boyfriend issues, ex-husband issues, baby daddy issues, or because she's still going through childhood trauma issues right now. I don't have no problem. Listen, I don't have no problem doing a thing where me and old girl could go to couples counseling so we could resolve our issues together. I could resolve my issues. She could resolve her issues. I don't mind going the extra mile to try to make sure we both could get fixed together.
Well, it sounds like you eliminated that option. Before you could get that.
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't.
He said he's telling girls up front.
You don't hear what we hear.
That he don't want this.
I'm being upfront and direct. What's up with that? What's wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. But how you gonna go to counseling when you being upfront and direct? You eliminated probably a good 75% of people because people have issues. So you eliminated already.
You don't hear what we hear. You don't
hear what we hear. Wait a minute.
What you heard?
I want to hear this translation.
The reason why, like I was saying, as far as going to couples counseling, so like what I said, it's just like, so that way, like whatever it is that we got dealing with and everything, and it won't affect our relationship or whatever.
So you mean prior to?
It won't affect us in the future and everything. That's what I'm saying.
But you're telling them that up front. But my thing is like, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But
no, you're good, girl. Because
if we checking the energy of the person that you're with, are you having this conversation because you've picked up on this type of energy from them? Or, because it seems very like this is the push off, like,
right.
Because as Star says, we all come with something, right? It doesn't have to be, a weekender. It could be a clutch bag. You know what I'm saying? We all got something. But you're saying, you know, I'm not here for this, I'm not here for that. And when you, depending on the woman you're talking to, I'm like, who the fuck you been
Some women
dealing
take
with?
it too damn far. That's what it is.
Because honestly, in all honesty, I have been looking for love in the wrong places and the wrong women. I can admit that. So, like I said, you know, that's the reason why I was being upfront and being straight up, because back then at that time, I didn't know what I want. You know, I allowed myself just to settle with any female because I didn't want to be alone at that time, because I didn't have no morals or no standards or no boundaries at that time. But because of the fact that I was over there dealing with the wrong females and then looking at stuff that I dealt with, and now I'm looking like, okay, I don't want to deal with this type of female, this and the third. I was like, maybe like I should be very direct to say what it is that I want and what it is that I don't want. You know what I mean? But when I was bringing that to old girl's attention, she straight up told me, okay, like, well, she's still a damaged female because she's going through this, that, the third. And I told her, like, well, sweetheart, I'm sorry to hear it. I'm sorry you're going through that. And so, but then at the same time, I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, God, why do you keep putting me with these damaged ass women, yo? Like, why? You know,
because like attracts like.
That part, Riri.
But
like
I try to
attracts
like look at the bigger,
like attracts like. And then you, to me, with the woman you're saying you're singing now, you jumped out the window and just started having sex with her before you even knew what her mind was like. And now initiated
it. She initiated it.
God, you control that unit that's on you.
How you throw her up front? You let her coochie
Wrong answer, bro.
She initiated it when she sent me that X.
Right, she initiated coochie. You ain't had time to tell her.
Wait, I would have said something else, but okay.
Went for it.
I'm coming behind you, DJ Ball. I'm coming behind you, bro.
What, Sean?
Okay, wait. Okay.
But
go ahead, Mike.
But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, I do want to approach this different. I do want to make things better. And I am trying to figure out, okay, how can we, if we're going to take this any further and make it serious and everything, we also got to talk about and look at as far as, you know, how we're going to communicate, and then look at, okay, what it is that we're both not going to tolerate. And then also look at, okay, we're going to build an empire together or have a relationship. We got to look at how we're going to do this, and then look at how we're going to make each other feel good about ourselves. You know what I mean? Like, how can we build a family? See what I mean?
Can I ask you a question?
Okay,
Can I ask him a question real quick?
All right, I'm gonna come behind you, Riri. But go ahead with your question.
If y'all take sex out of it and see what else y'all have to offer, and see if y'all can deal with each other without sex, you'll go further that way and see, like, are we gonna waste our time? Because, you know, so many people get married because, you know, the sex was bomb. Now they got a kid. Now they married, and now they don't like them. Like, I don't know who I mean. You see all the divorces last year because they didn't even know who they were married to.
The divorce rate is sky high now.
No, especially last year though, because they got stuck together. The quarantine.
Got to spend time together.
Yeah, and they didn't know each other.
Get to know each other. Communicate.
Exactly. And they didn't know each other. And then when they got a chance, they're like, "Dang, I married you." Like, you know what I'm saying? So take that out.
Like, damn, what was I thinking?
Exactly. Okay, I'm done, Sean.
Okay, I gotta say this. I'm gonna come behind Michael and defend him a little bit. Now, he used the word damage. Going back to the movie Dating in Atlanta, Javon, the guy in the film, he mentioned that one of the women in Atlanta is the broken woman.
Yeah. Broken
is like damage. Let's just be 100. Damage. Broken. Being that I am what I consider myself to be a good guy. To be a good guy, nice guy, gentleman, and all that. And I had to kind of ask myself the question, why am I attracting broken women? Why am I having that? I'm sorry, I know this is your girl, Shanta. Why am I having that Jada Pinkett Smith type of vibe?
How did you get to be my girl? What the hell?
No, because people see Jada Pinkett Smith as the woman who fixes people.
The fuck? She ain't got no goddamn degree. And even I, with letters.
When you said Jada Pinkett, I'm thinking entanglements.
No, exactly. That's not.
But here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. So I noticed that the women that I attract are broken women that have the baggage, and yeah, I understand at the end of the day, we all have baggage, we all have flaws and stuff. But I tend to attract the women that are either just now went through a divorce, came out of a marriage, was in a toxic relationship, was in a unfortunately a domestic violence relationship, right? I'm attracted, they come into me. So it's like that whole middle thing where I like you, you like me, let's have a conversation. My mindset is not on jumping in the bed with you. My mindset is on, let me get to know you. Mm-hmm. Let me ask you some questions. Let's go hang out. Let's go do this, boom, 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 right? And now, if the sex happens, it just happens. And so now it's like the communication thing. This is where the communication thing gets tricky. You telling me one thing on this dating app that you looking for this, X, Y, and Z. We having a conversation. We have a communication. We like each other. We feeling each other. Whatever happens, happens. And so now you giving me a different vibe after the sex. And you telling me, oh, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go to that next level with you because of X, Y, and Z, boom, boom, boom. So I can understand where Michael is coming from. Because it's almost like you being a dude. It's almost like you being the dude. You know, we hear the saying, hurt people hurt people. Mm-hmm.
Damage people, damage other people.
Okay. But Sean, you're not asking the right questions.
Yeah.
If you're saying,
not asking the right questions?
Because if you're saying these people just divorced or whatever, are you seeking therapy, honey? Like, what are you doing about that? Right. Have you found closure with that?
No. These are women that tell me that they have talked to therapists. They are
no. Are they continually?
You know how this process goes.
Exactly. Okay. You let them know that you don't even want to deal with them until they are comfortable with themselves, being by themselves. Right. They don't know how to treat you. They ain't gonna know how to treat you. You are a really good person.
But guess what? I'm going through therapy too. But I'm going through therapy too. So it's like different. All parties are going through therapy.
No, but y'all are dealing with different issues. Y'all issues are not the same. So you're going through therapy. That's great. And she's going through therapy too. But y'all need to also be able, like, are you healing though from it? Are you just still trying to you're figuring it out? You're targeting certain things.
Oh, Riri, what's that word? Boundaries?
Yes, that part.
But then if that's the case, Riri, just give me a straight answer. Don't go 75, 85, and 285 to give me the answer. Just give me a straight answer and say right from the gate, like, hey, I'm going through some stuff right now or what have you. I don't think I'm ready. Or better yet, let me just even keep it simple. If you're going through stuff, your ass don't need to be on a dating app, period.
Thank you. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
But hold up then.
There you
so
go.
Tell your little friends they need to get off too. Okay.
Exactly. People are lonely. So people are seeking companionship.
Get a dog.
They're gonna say whatever they feel like they need to say. That's what they want to be.
Yeah, and then put up confusion up there.
But no. Because when you start talking to them, you'll start figuring out that that's not going together. That it's not adding up.
It don't add up.
That's why I say the confusion.
It's not confusion because you're probably gonna figure her out.
If you putting yourself out knowing that you have too much stuff going on, it ain't gonna work. It's gonna be confusing. So
you'll find that out.
Mislead the person who's trying to get to know you.
But you'll find that out early, so you won't even waste your time.
Right, exactly. And then you like, hey, bye.
And Sean, I also got something to say about the two. Sean, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Just like with that movie, right? This one dude was over there saying something that definitely I felt like I could relate to as well, right? He was over there saying, this one dude was saying in the movie when he was at the table, he was like, I'm this type of guy, I'm this, that, and the third, and I'm over here telling you this is who I am. And it's like, you had the choice to either like, you want to be with me, cool. If not, then you had the choice to move on, Like, I'm also that type of guy too. It's just like, to me, it's like, when I hear women sit up there and say that they want to be with a guy and everything that's honest, that's real, that's straight up. But as soon as you sit up there and get that and everything, it's like they sit up there and act like they can't handle the truth. And they acting like, if they hear the truth, they feel like it's a life or death situation. Like versus like if I sit up there and I put on this mask, I put on this front acting like I'm somebody that I'm not. And I tell you everything that you want to hear instead of what you need to hear. And then later on down the line, you finding out something else about me. And then you looking at, well, who is this person? I'm feeling like I'm with a stranger. Like, like I said, like, it's like, I don't feel like I don't even know you anymore. And I'm like, versus, I'm telling you, this is everything who I am. And it's like, it's either you take it or leave it. You know what I mean?
Well, unfortunately, we're not perfect people. And some people they're not going to tell you the truth straight up, and they can't take if you're telling them the truth. So you're gonna have some mishaps, some wasted time. It's just life. I mean, we're all working on each other, so you'll see that. That's what I'm saying. If you deal with
That's
that,
what I'm saying.
But when you deal with that, you'll learn from that. Next time, like you'll find it quicker. You won't waste your time. You're like, you know what? It was nice meeting you, but you could already tell like this is not gonna work though. You're not gonna waste your time.
And this is the thing that really make me mad with women, right? It's like sometimes I feel like they don't know how to keep it real with themselves as far as like if they, like I said, if they say like, okay, this is something I don't want to deal with, okay, I respect that. You know, like I said, we saving both each other the trouble. We saving both the trouble with both of us. Yeah. You know, but sometimes they'll sit up there and claim that they'll accept it, even though they don't. And then later on down the line, they'll sit up there and throw it up in their face and use it against them. This, that, third. And I'm like, okay, well, if that's how you truly felt from the very beginning, then why didn't you say something? You see what I mean? Instead of you acting like you accepting my flaws and this, that, and the third. You see what I mean?
Yeah. What kind of flaws are we talking about? Bullshit and fuckery? Or like, you know, you got a baby mama on the side, or
if I got this chick, that chick, this chick, and I'm sitting over there dealing with somebody in your family, this, that, third. If I'm that type of nigga and everything, and you like I said, you have the option to be like either you want to stay or leave. Stay.
But I'm not talking to you beyond ever.
And then second of all, that ain't a flaw.
That's not a flaw. No, that's a character choice.
Right. That means you just fucked up. You just got that life. You ready out here.
And what woman saying she cool with all that?
Right.
She fucked up too.
Both of y'all need
from the
gate. That I like
the fact of the matter is that's who you pick who you are.
Exactly.
So you picking the one that accept that, and you gonna get what you pick.
But what Michael is saying is that I'm telling you right out the gate that this is who I am. Either take it or leave it, and you're gonna be for certain women. They're going to accept it, especially if a guy is of a certain status. Going back to the movie Dating in Atlanta, where one of the guys was behind the table or sitting on the opposite side of the table, and he said that you women are in Atlanta are willing to accept a guy who got money, who got status, who has access, compared to the other guy who doesn't have those things, only because you're willing to accept and what you accept, you're going to put up with because of their status, versus a guy who doesn't have anything. That's just how women. He's not saying generalizing. He's not generalizing all women, but he's saying certain women in Atlanta are programmed and wired like that.
Well, he was saying that we would put more up with that due to the security. The man that has more to make us have a stable life, a healthy life as far as lifestyle, taking care of the home. It wasn't based off the fact that he just does that, because he could be a lame with money, but they would put up with a little bit more because he is the provider of the household versus somebody who live with their mom.
Okay, let me say this. I'm going to use an actor, for example. Michael B. Jordan. The number one sexiest, hottest man in America right now, Michael B. Jordan. He get DMs all the time. I 100% guarantee you on that, from women. DMs out the wazoo. Now, if you come across a broken woman and he is of status, he got money, he looks good and everything, that woman is going to fix herself right up to be with a guy like Michael B. Jordan. Only because because here's the thing. We live in a pop culture society, in a celebrity obsessed society all the time. I just mentioned that we're on social media all the time. We communicate on social media all the time. We talk about celebrities all the time. We don't do it on this show. We don't do it on the morning show, but we celebrity obsessed, at least majority of us are. So in the world of what a black man is, or what status a black man is in, it's like, okay, he got to be a Michael B. Jordan, or he got to be, if you go back to the movie Dating in Atlanta, he got to be, and I heard one of the brothers say this, he got to be a ball player, or he got to be a rapper, or he got to be this person in order to have this sort of status for women, whether she's broken or not, to be with this guy. But let it be a guy that works in radio and making a certain amount of money. And that's the other thing too I wanted to ask. I was about to forget to ask that question. But what does it mean to be broke in a relationship? Because I've heard that several times in the film that I won't date a broke dude, blah, blah, blah. But what does it really mean to be broke?
If you got to,
especially in a relationship,
if you got to take care of him, if you got to worry about when y'all go out, is you gonna have to pay for everything. If he doesn't have what he needs to, daily necessity things like basic needs, he can't fulfill for himself. He broke.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, be self-sufficient. Yeah.
So I will say this. I was once, if we want to call it broke, okay. I was broke one time while I was in a relationship, and I never had to ask a woman for money. So I would be in the position where, okay, I'm in between jobs, I'm trying to get my stuff together, but I don't have millions of dollars in the bank account. So let me just clear up this misconception here, because I hear people and certain women say this all the time. It's too many broke niggas out here. We're not technically broke. So there's levels of brokenness. And I come from all these different levels. And of course, you know, there's poor, there's in between, there's broke, whatever. I have money. I just don't have the kind of money you think you would want me to have.
I think what
you get what I'm saying
was
like,
self-sufficient. Riri said self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
Star said you can take care of your basic needs. That's not taking me to the Four Seasons or the Ritz or whatever. Paying your rent, getting your gas, buying your groceries.
Thanks.
If you can't do that,
yeah, you shouldn't be dating.
No,
you shouldn't be dating.
No.
Right. All right.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's more than fair.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, what about, to Young Jock's point, you know, staying at home with your mama? But you still because you know he may be trying to save up money to get his own place.
That's fine. Depends on why they staying at home.
Right.
If there's a valid reason and not a lazy reason or a mama's boy reason, and it's, oh, I got a divorce, we sold the house, I'm looking for a new one. Mm-hmm. If it's I'm transitioning, or I almost have enough money to get, you know, the house I want, the apartment I want. Cool, if I understand and know why you're doing that. Right. But if it ain't nothing valid, then hell to the no.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm gonna say this. What I'm dating for, what I would be dating for when I start dating, because I want another relationship. I want to eventually get married again. So I'm not gonna be dating you if you're trying to figure it out. Right. Or you got some other stuff you handling right now. If you got to work with your mom or you got to do whatever, you know, take care of that. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then and if I'm single, when you're done with that, then we might could get back together. But right now you need to focus on that, because it's just too much. Like, it's too many distractions, too many excuses we make. Mm-hmm. But I just feel like some people shouldn't date, whether they got money or not. They can get their mind right first. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, he did a lot of women going through trauma. You know, a lot of people are facing trauma. Unfortunately, a lot of people are facing a lot of stuff. Like,
and some won't admit it. Some won't admit it. Some won't admit that they are going through trauma. Like, you know, you keep hearing people say, "I'm fine."
But you can also like tell by their actions and look at the signs, and you can't ignore the signs. Right. Like, if they sitting over, if their insecurities start coming out and they start saying little bitch ass slick shit, like trying to make assumptions that you're doing this, that, and the third, I'm like, okay, yeah, this woman is damaged. Yeah, she went through something in her past and she's taking out on me. Oh, okay, she's that type of woman. So yeah.
Yeah, pay attention.
You
don't waste your time.
That's
I mean, I think that, well, I don't think I know. I know that time is the most expensive thing than anything else. You can replace a house, you can replace a car, but you can't replace time.
Exactly.
And people just don't have the time for games. Like, we all are, if you really think about it, like, we really are all entrepreneurs. We do other things, we do other important things outside of our 9-to-5 jobs. And you know, I just look at it from when it comes to relationships and watching the movie over and over again, I had to look at it from an economic perspective, right? So who all on this line have been in some form of debt before? Or in debt?
Student loans is the
So
that is an understatement.
So a woman should not ask me in 2021 if I am in debt or if my credit score is beyond 740.
Why not?
Well, yeah.
Not too early.
Why?
Not too early.
You saying
Not too early. Not when you first.
Not too early.
Not when you first meet them.
That's
not the first date.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're considering being with that person, you want to know what's going on.
Right.
Hey, you'd be surprised they ask that.
Well, do you already know that it's a red flag right there? Like, no.
Okay. Make the caveat that should not be in the first 2 or 3 dates.
But
that is a very valid and real question to ask.
Later down the road, depending on how the relationship is going to that way.
As you have gotten
relationship is going to that way,
then
I'll ask those type of questions. And hopefully I'll hear some decent answers and whatnot. Now, if they're in bad trouble, I will definitely give advice.
And ways to watch for that as you are dating and getting to know that person is paying attention to how they spend their money.
Right.
Yeah, that too.
Sometimes you
and if they sit up there and they ask you to put some stuff in their name too, that's a question mark too.
Wait a minute, who you pay for real?
No.
I'm just keeping it on.
Don't worry about it.
Honest, right?
Yeah, but that's why you don't like ghetto women, because you've been dealing with a lot of broken women.
And that's why it's good to listen. Keep listening, and we see and hear you.
Right.
You know what's up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not putting nothing on my name for no female, and then sit up there and end up getting dragged through the mud versus all the other stuff. Hell no.
That's a no.
Yeah, unless y'all married. That's the only time you need to be doing it.
Exactly.
That I'm saying. That's right. It's just like if she got bad credit, or she's a felon, or she's on the run, or she like no.
Okay.
Damn, bro. Let
me burn some sage for you.
Man, you made it fellas.
Sage for you.
Okay.
Ooh, Lord.
I gotta burn this.
We go yes.
I do want to do the do's and do nots when it comes to dating in Atlanta and how to survive it. I do want to get into that because I wrote down a list. I wrote down a list of do's and do nots.
Man.
We're not going to even get into the fundamentals because the fundamentals we already should know. We're grown ass people. We already should know the fundamentals. But I'm talking about the stuff that we do not talk about when we go on these damn dates.
Okay, I want to hear.
I'm just going from my experience and from some of you all's experiences as well. So let's start with Let's start with number one. So number one, and this is a don't. Don't ask serious questions the first few minutes into the date.
All right, that's too broad. You need to specify.
Let me specify.
I get it though. I get it.
I was on a date the other day, a few days ago. And I meet a woman, it was cordial, amicable, and what have you. The first question she asked me was, have I been vaccinated?
That's fine.
Yeah,
here's where the question, and this is why I say don't ask serious questions first few minutes into the date.
That's like a political question at this point. I wouldn't want to just.
It can turn into a political question, into a debate. I gave her my answer. I said, no, I haven't been vaccinated yet. I'm thinking about doing it, and plus I want to be careful what I put in my body. And I left it at that.
Okay.
She took it to the next level with my response and said, well, hey, I was doing some research, blah, blah, blah. And, I'm like, my instinct, my reaction is to rebuttal, but making sure that it doesn't go anywhere further than that, because I'm not here on a date to have a CNN or Fox News debate with you over vaccinations. I'm not here for that.
To me, that's like a weeding out question. Like would you have sex with someone who hasn't been vaccinated? Well, she might be, I'm gonna have sex on the first date, but you ain't been vaccinated, so you're
and then why y'all ask
that? And that would have been before.
Yeah, so I'm saying, why y'all ask the question?
I gotta ask this. You on this date were both of y'all wearing masks or what?
We weren't wearing masks, but because I'm a considerate guy, when she went into the shop to get something to eat, she put her mask on. So because she put her mask on, you know, me being considerate, there was a reason why she put her mask on. So I put my mask on too. And we ended up, and then after we left from the indoor section into the outdoor section, we took our mask off because, of course, we're going to talk.
Right.
But I got a question. Before y'all even went on a date, why y'all didn't have that
Right.
should have been first before y'all even hooked up?
I
Look,
agree.
look, she the one who asked me the question a few minutes into the date.
That's what I'm saying.
See, but
we
see,
would have
my thing-
asked you before.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what kind of women they choosing. I don't know.
Yeah.
What? No, they're choosing us. They're choosing us.
But listen, just because they choose you, you don't have to say yes.
Right.
But no, but
that
see,
part.
no.
Just say no.
But see, here's the thing. See, women, I'm sorry, women, y'all gotta stop thinking that we're psychic readers. We do not know whether you are crazy or not when we meet you. That's down the road.
Sometimes I can.
But really though, Michael, because after all you've said tonight,
The felons, the prostitutes, the
putting
hookers.
credit in your name, yeah.
Right.
They accept you
That's
as
why-
sleeping with
that's why
everybody.
very
That's probably why he can
selective
tell now.
That's why I'm
Shanta,
selective
that's
with
probably
you.
why.
Okay,
That's
let me
what
go
I'm
to my
saying.
number 2, man. Woo! Number 2. Plan ahead on what the two of you are going to do on the date.
Full facts.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
Live for that. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't like no indecisive ass.
Mm-mm.
That's not my time ass situation.
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Please,
this spot is closed. Oh, I used to really like. You ain't checked the weekend.
please.
You ain't Google to check it out, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
You didn't see how many stars it has?
Mm.
Please.
All right, so we can all agree on that.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. Number 3. We're talking about dating in Atlanta, ladies and gentlemen. Dating in Atlanta. And there's so many places where this occurs. Don't pick a place where both parties have to pay to park.
Oh man, I like
That's
that.
everywhere.
I do like
I
that.
like it, but I mean that damn.
Yeah.
It's kind of slim.
It's
It's
real
hard.
hard.
But
I mean, if you go into like one of the like the biggest clubs or the stuff like that, or if you go into the very
It ain't gotta be big, man.
restaurant,
Club.
just go
and
downtown.
if that's
Be on
what
Why are we
Auburn.
going to the
Like
club
damn.
though? Why are
say.
we going to a club?
I mean, either club
That's
or
Michael.
a
You
restaurant.
must be read.
Either
That's
club or
Michael.
restaurant.
That's what he do. Huh?
But some of the places in Atlanta are not on that whole 5-star restaurant type of vibe or what have you. There are some places that are like small restaurants, like mom and pop
Yeah.
restaurants, eateries and stuff, and you still have to pay the park. But you like going there. You like going to that spot.
Okay.
Well, just hop in one car.
Yeah. Or I don't
Do
know.
an
Like
Uber.
yeah,
I
that's
was
it.
thinking Uber. I was
Yeah.
thinking Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uber.
Well, shit, you might as well pay for parking.
Yeah.
Because I ain't giving the city my damn money.
Oh, okay.
That don't make no good damn sense. But okay.
No, what? No.
I know where Sean's going with this.
Can you take a picture of that list and send me a copy? I would like to have that.
Oh, you gonna get it. You gonna get it, Star.
Thank you.
Get it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, let's see. Where we at? Number 4.
Number 4. Yeah.
Bring enough money to pay for the date.
Yes. What the world?
Always.
Ooh.
Always.
I don't have no problem being a gentleman. I don't have no problem paying for the day, paying for tabs. You know.
Is this the man bring enough money to pay for the day? I just want to be clear.
I'm gonna have my money anyway because you know how
Right.
men. I'm not gonna be dependent on you.
All right, can I go?
Right.
Can I go with
I still want him to pay.
part 4?
I want to pay too, but what if he ain't got it though? Like
I got to say something about
That's
part
why I
4.
want him to answer because I want some clarity on that.
I got something. I just read this in a group on Facebook. And this is a don't. okay, about part 4. Not only bring enough money for the date, but this goes back to the group thing that I read and whatnot. They women, it's not against you, but this is what the woman did. Do not ask for the man to pay for your kids' food.
The hell? Why are you bringing your kids on a date?
No. He didn't bring the kids. She didn't bring the kids.
Oh,
it's just that they're at home
to the kids.
And she want, like, say you go to like a PF chain restaurant, and then you asking the man to, like, can you buy some take home food?
That is the ultimate doing too much.
No, that goes back to Michael dates.
Don't do that.
You gotta know what type of woman you dealing with,
right?
Hey, I was going back. That's a don't ask the man, even a woman. Don't ask the man or the woman to pay an extra.
That's crazy.
To take something home so you can have. For yourself or for your kids. That's to me, that's just.
I've been seeing that often though. People, trying to get an extra doggy bag and stuff like that to go, and
because of your meal that you didn't finish, but you don't ask for another meal to take home. Like, I want to take this.
No, you got to dealing with a woman that's broke. That's what it's like.
Can I also get an extra contract?
Yeah, but some men do offer. Now, some men are very considerate, especially if they know you have children, depending on the type of man. I've been asked, because I got a daughter, like, oh, do you want to order something for your daughter? And then I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. Most of the times I say no. I probably said yes, or probably about twice, but it depends on the vibe, right? But I've had men just like, can you order something for her? And I'm like, oh, you sure? Yeah.
And then what if the kids hate you?
Damn.
My kids ain't gonna
get straight to it.
Yeah, my son ain't gonna meet y'all. I mean, I gotta know. I really like you.
I didn't hear what he said.
He said, "What if the kids hate you?"
What if the kids hate you?
Like,
because you may go out your way and pay for the kids, and then depending on how the chemistry goes and everything, 2, 3, 4 months later, she introduced you to the kids, and they be like, "Ugh, with your ugly ass." And you're like, "Yeah, I should never pay."
Why the hell do they know you?
Organically, Sean, you're not doing it with the intention that you hoping these dinners recruit the kids to like you. You're just organically, naturally being considerate.
Right.
Now, in the future, you're not worrying about the future, because in the future, if they don't like you, then you deal with it then. I mean, who thinking about that?
But do I like you enough for me to pay X amount of money for dinner for you and leftovers for you?
Well, yeah.
Be present. Be present. Be present.
Right.
Don't be putting nothing into the future, okay? Just be present. If you want to do it, do it because you're nice and considerate and thoughtful. Otherwise, just let shit go.
Because I might as well pay for the family then. I might as well pay for your grandmother, your auntie, your uncle, your brother. Hell, I probably may have to pay for your ex.
Taking it too far.
And where are you going to eat it? Where are you going to, excuse me? Where are you going to I'm just saying, I just need to know where you're going to eat it.
All you can eat buffet restaurants.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Once again, we're talking about dating.
Go to Corral.
Let's go to number.
You can't take to-go meals with them.
No, you can't. They weigh about a pound.
Yeah, so that's a wrap.
Well, McDonald's on the way home.
Ain't
don't nobody want no mystery meat.
No.
Nobody eat that.
Nobody want to eat no human.
Exactly.
No. Okay, we're gonna go to Chick-fil-A then.
Chick-fil-A is closed after 9 o'clock. So
it's closed on Sunday.
And they close early.
You can go early at 3 p.m.
What, you want me to take them a course?
All right, I'll go on a quick trip then. Damn. All right.
Quick trip have some good pizza.
Question number 5. Question number 5.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5.
All right, number 5 before it gets really too intense up in here. All right, don't ask for each other's Cash App or PayPal on the date.
Wait. Do you see
my
face? Because what the?
Hold on, don't ask me.
I haven't asked that question.
Don't ask for
Cash App or PayPal.
Who are these people dating?
Right.
Yeah.
Michael, chime in because you done had plenty of
them.
Right, because you did say you weren't gonna be Cash Apping nobody no money. No more. You said that.
Oh my God.
Michael,
it's either hookers, escorts, or chicks that are broke and they need the money.
What? I'm going to echo what Young Jock said in the movie.
Touch my pearls.
I'm going to echo what Young Jock said in the movie. There are 2 different types of women out there. There's a prostitute And there is a constitute.
Constitute.
Yeah, he said that. He said that. Yeah, I remember that.
Please,
I remember that. You ain't got to be a prostitute, but if you over there trying to get the pom was gonna cost you. So yeah, constitute.
This is where the Cash App and the PayPal comes in.
Lord Jesus. I can't no more.
Once again,
yeah, Jock is
Atlanta.
stupid, yo. Jock is a funny nigga.
He was talking in his T.I. tip voice. There is a difference in a prostitute and a constitute. I thought he was turning into Reverend Jesse Jackson at a minute. What's Star at? She on the ground laughing.
Once again, it's the women y'all choosing.
Yep. That circle.
Yeah,
that
circle. I don't know what y'all
did we just not DJ Ball and Michael? Did we just not say we're choosing them?
Well, I'm saying you said they're choosing, but you have a choice.
We choose each other.
No. So sometimes acknowledge that you have a role in the choosing.
Sometimes they be approaching and choosing us sometimes.
Pause.
You got that damn right, Mike. You got that
damn
right for real. We ain't asked to be chosen like that. They choosing us and whatnot. Like, who the hell are you? You know,
you gonna learn. You gonna learn.
What did Usher say in that song? Don't be. What did Usher say in that song? Don't have your girl around me. True, play for real.
Stop, because you can say no. You can see her walking across the room and be like, you know what? Somebody, it don't feel good in my spirit, and be like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you. I got a drink. You know
that's when the standards kick in. That you supposed
yes.
But you know what? But you know what? But you know what? Everybody has a weakness. We're all weak to something, you know. And most men like me are weak to, pussy.
What?
You already said pussy. You already said it. Don't be.
Oh, we know your number one weakness.
I think it was the squirting, but But look,
this is the best show. I'm sorry, this is the best episode. We've been doing this since 2010, right? And this is one of the best episodes ever. I gotta get to my last 4 or 5. Let's see, where are we on? Number 6. Mm-hmm. Do not drink too much or get drunk on the date.
I don't drink at all. Yeah. I don't drink at all.
I agree.
Definitely. Don't do that. Do not.
I don't drink. I'm not. Yeah. Don't. You need to know what's going on.
Exactly.
Bill Cosby.
You gotta be aware of your surroundings.
You gotta know what you're taking in.
Right. I grew up in that age where you don't take no drink. Nah, I'm good.
What's in the fruit punch?
You might have a friend that work at the bar. I don't know.
Okay. Exactly. No. And like you can smell it. Like I'm saying, like Yep. Like wait a minute.
Hey, Sean.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to talk about something too. What I felt like was interesting, right? Okay, so in the movie, this guy, like, he looked like he was like this hardcore street dude, right? In the movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But he came out saying that he go both ways. He bisexual. Like, have y'all ever dated a bisexual man, ladies?
I would say not to my knowledge.
Let me tell you something. I've dated somebody and I felt like he was bisexual. I asked him. I know he wasn't gonna tell me, but it was a certain stuff he was doing. I'm glad I asked him and I watched him before I even wanted to do anything sexually. I could tell. I just know. I have gaydar. So you know what I'm saying?
The question
so not openly, they didn't say that. No, not openly. Like,
So I have a question. I have a question. To Michael's point, if you come across a guy and he tells you straight up that he's bi, he goes both ways, would you still date him, or would you date him?
No, I would.
That's a no. That's a no for Rivi. Okay.
I don't know. I've never been put in that situation, but I had dated someone who was in the midst of our relationship, and we did have a conversation, and I still continued to date in that relationship after he told me, based off of our history, but I have not. That was only that one time. I haven't dated, like, somebody has never been vocal enough to say it and me actually have a choice in the matter and be like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Why everybody get quiet?
I was thinking about a female that just came out from being gay and she and this now was hetero at the time we got together. She was gay for about 4 or 5 years, and as soon as she came out to be hetero, 3 or 4 years later, she had 2 kids after that. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this though, like as far as women, it's not taboo because that's what they've been doing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just different to me with a man. When a man is actually having sex with another man, it's gay. It's not bisexual. You're gay. It's different to me.
I think Michael was about to say something, but I can feel it. So in the movie, going back to the movie, the guy says the guy who's like tall, built, or come off as a street dude or whatever, but he said that he's bi. He basically made a point. He said, you know, why is it okay for a woman to eat another woman's box and do all these things with another woman and still be accepted by a guy, regardless of her sexual orientation, but then it's not okay for a dude to be on another dude and a woman won't accept that? Because I will say this, I have came across plenty of women. Actually, my ex is bi, and she was on WLK a couple of years ago saying that she wouldn't mind dating a guy who was bi. So there's plenty of women out there that don't mind dating or having a relationship with a bi person. But guess what? A lot of women won't tell you that. A lot of women won't admit that. It's kind of like it's like behind closed door type of thing.
Remember that whole communication thing that we talked about? You know, getting to know one another. That's one of those things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the individual's choice or whatever.
Yeah, so that's based really solely, not even off a woman, but the individual preference. Because for me, when you say gay, it's 2 types of gays for me. It's gay as a lifestyle and gay as a sexual preference. Right. Some people are fluid, meaning they, you know, just go with what they feel, and
gender fluid.
And they feel a woman, that's what they do. You know, I'm not here to judge that. I feel like if that's your truth, live in your truth. I think from that show, what was happening was the lady, they called her the don't trust man. She didn't trust men. She was damaged. She was the damaged one. She was in a relationship with a man for years, and she caught him banging
with another man,
the hell out of another, like walking in on it, like had no clue. He never discussed the situation with her, and she made a statement that said, well, I could have caught a disease or something. And then that's when the guy came out and said, well, you're offending me because I do both, you know, men and women. And, you know, you saying caught a disease, but really in her mind, I don't think she meant to say because he was gay. She was careful. No, because he was literally banging this man and without a condom. Raw. She don't know what's going on. And that's dangerous, or whatever the case may be. So whatever your sexual preference may be, you must be vocal. And you must be responsible.
I agree. Yeah.
That's just what it is.
I agree. Be honest. Be honest, right? From the get.
You don't want to be playing with people's livelihood especially when you have an unprotected sex.
Because you don't know people mental. Because they can go as deep as I show up and I see some shit like that and I snap. And everybody, y'all about to catch one. Because she said she had the gun in her car. She was about to go get the strap. Now, we've not seen these stories of people who flip out, these love, craze, you know, something happened and people just clack, clack. Like, you know, so sometimes you have to be, you can't be so selfish. And I feel like we live in a society now with the instant gratification, just like they were saying on that show. And it was speaking to my heart because people ain't willing to take the time out to get to know people. Because if you wait a little bit, you're going to see who they is. Yep. And also, you want it so quick and so fast. And then we jump into these relationships because somebody's sending us coochie videos. And then you find out later that she a little bit cuckoo, but it's too late. You never fell in love with the coochie. Because
hey, Michael, I just got one question for you. Are you happy? Are you happy?
So hold up. What is he happy with?
Right.
That's all I give a damn about right at this point. Are you happy?
Am I happy?
No, he's trying to figure out if he could be happy. I'm gonna answer for him because I know what's up.
Hey,
it's you know what? Like, to be fair, in some ways I'm happy, in some ways I'm not. But that's something that I had to work on with old girl.
No, that's something you need to work on with yourself, actually, because your happiness comes from you and not from the people that you're with. And that's another problem that we have in relationships. We expect those around us to create our happiness for us. We can share in what they have to offer, but our happiness is really a thing for us to cultivate on our own. And that's the work and the healing.
I want to say something on that about what you just said.
Me too. That's too deep.
I actually had a woman. Well, we were young. We were like in our young 20s and whatnot. She was looking at me to make her happy. She was looking at me. We've been together 3.5 years, and she was looking at me to be for her to be happy. And I'm like, I wasn't thinking. She might have been a wife, but I was too young. I wasn't thinking about no marrying at that time. In my young 20s, I want to have some fun. It doesn't mean I want to go out and just have sex with everybody. No, I wasn't thinking that way. I just didn't want to be bogged down as being a married man at 20, 21, 22 years old. I didn't want to think that way.
Right.
But you see, that's what's going on.
We were together, but we were not even engaged because I wasn't into that mindset.
And you make a good point, both of you guys, because this is the thing. This is where the instant gratification comes in at. You don't self-love. You don't know yourself. You ain't comfortable with yourself. And so you go and you get excited about these little instant things that are happening. And as soon as they disappoint you, or they show you that they're not perfect, or every day ain't a happy day, you want to get up and walk off and leave. So that's why relationships ain't working. That's why marriages ain't working, because we living in la la land. And then when we find out reality is here, then we don't want reality. We want to go back to la la land. And then you go hopping in and out.
Yes and no about the la la land and whatnot, because I see that the three people out of 6 have been married and whatnot, and twice. You've been married twice? Was that Riri?
No, I've been married once. And I was with him for 10 years. I was married.
Everybody's been married at least once. Yeah. Including me. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't we had other issues.
Okay.
But you heard what she said. So how long was the marriage? Because we're talking.
We was married for 10 years. We was together for 12.
10-year radius. 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. This started just happening within a 5-year kind of vibe. If you looking back at history, everything started changing within the last. I'll give it 6 years when the instant gratification.
More than that, really. More than that. It was. I'll say about 15. To be honest, because that's when if everybody knows about this, the BlackBerry. When the BlackBerry came out, that was like the first official smartphone and whatnot. That's when the beginning stages of the apps started coming out. That's when the changes started coming right there. You know, when I got my divorce and whatnot, I was Facebook wasn't even officially out yet. MySpace was the big thing and whatnot. So that's what I was getting into with the new internet role of whatnot. But my thing is this in a relationship, and it's just my opinion. Some people really agree. Some people have their own perspective of it. If a relationship lasts when shit happens. When shit happens and y'all correct it the best way it possibly can, that's a forever relationship. If the shit happens and it doesn't get corrected and it still keeps continuing, that's when the relationship ends.
I'm gonna come right behind you, and then really quick, I'm gonna go through this list and put a bow on this conversation. But I want to say this. Speaking from a person who came out of a 2-year relationship, my ex at the time, and this is just from what I gathered and interpreted so far, my ex at the time didn't like the quote unquote uncomfortable conversations that we had in the relationship, which took us into the place that we are in now. And I feel like there are people out there that want the 1950s sitcom relationship. Not saying that two people have to be in separate beds with each other, or the husband comes home and say, "Hi, honey, I'm home. What's for dinner?" But in this new era of relationships and marriages, it's like what the older folks would tell me, or what they would tell younger people. You want it so easy. You don't want to put the work in it. You all want things to be so easy
and convenient.
And taking it to the movie, I don't mean to give it all away, but I definitely want people to see the movie. But towards the end of the film, Javon, the guy behind the film, he went to go to his parents' house and asked his dad, "How did you all make it?"
Exactly.
As a couple. And what we don't do as a new generation of people, we don't go to our grandparents, or we don't go to the couple that have been married for over 40 years. We had Sharia Thomas on Love and Poetry podcast. We had her parents come on the Love and Poetry podcast talking about how they made it in marriage for over 50 years.
Go back to the OGs.
You got to go to the OGs. Stop going to these Steve Harveys. Stop going to these Tyrese Gibsons and all these other people that are not licensed relationship experts. Or if they are, they're not doing a damn good job. Go to the OGs, like Star said.
I have a little pushback on that, right?
Now, I have something too.
Okay.
Because the thing is, right, yes, we should ask, but you know what? They should tell. Because it's their job as the elders to pass on this information, right? So, but then again, everything in my world goes back to communication, right? We have failure to communicate in the community at large. And that transitions from parent-child relationships and, different levels of generational familial relationships. So expecting someone to say, "Oh, let me go ask and I can't go ask my grandparents because my grandparents are deceased," right?
Mine are too.
And my parents are divorced. My dad's on his third marriage.
Mine are deceased as well. They're dead as well. But
so we still need to have spaces where people can have those conversations, but you can't put it all on one set of people or another.
But what I'm saying is that, okay, in instances like those, what if the grandparents or the people of that elder age don't know what's going on in your life until you tell them? You know what I'm saying? Because I can hide as much under the sun from my mother about certain things that I'm going through. But if I don't tell her, she won't know, she won't help me. So I think it goes both ways. When you talk about communication, it goes both ways. Like, the elders should pass on this information and knowledge to us, but we got to be the ones to not hide the stuff from them or hide our feelings or have it bottled up inside. Like, we got to go and talk to them and say, "Hey, look, this is what I'm dealing with right now. What is your advice? What is your insight? Help me out on that." And then as far as like, okay, your parents are not here, your grandparents are not here, God bless the dead, but you got that next door neighbor down the street. You got that couple 2 blocks away, or you got this couple that you see in the movie theater or come to the grocery store. Talk to them. It don't have to necessarily be your grandparents or your parents.
Can I say something, Sean?
Sure.
And then I'm gonna come behind you, Riri.
I feel like a lot of times it fails because people they never seen it. I know you're saying ask your grandparents or ask your, a lot of these mothers who have daughters, their mothers never was married. They don't know what a wife is supposed to do. Their dad was not there. So they have, to me, honestly, like you said, find a group, not your neighbor, because you don't know what the neighbor's going through. They could be together for 30 years, but they don't mean they in a happy situation or whatever. So to me, find a mentoring or people you look up to. Maybe people in your church, the elders or whatever, but not necessarily people in your family. Because like you said, some people don't have grandparents or parents. So people that you can relate to. And to me, it's not because, what happened to us? Social media happened to us. A lot of things happen to us. Our generations is totally different to me. They don't know. They see, like you said, instant gratification, seeing things, they looking at this is what a man's supposed to be. This is what a husband's supposed to be. This is what this man's supposed to have. He's supposed to be rich. Like, that's not reality. you already know that. Like, that's what they look for is not reality. A lot of people not making 100 grand, 6 figures or whatever. I mean, so it's just like, you got to figure out yourself, work on yourself and figure out who you are as a person. And can you be a wife? You know what I'm saying? Are you, that's the responsibility to come with that. It's not just like, let me get married and, you know, we're going to be happy, whatever. No, it's steps. It's like a lot. It's growth. You got to just, you know, willing to go through. What is he going through right now? The man that you want to marry. What kind of stuff he went through in life? What's his traumas? His daddy might not have been there. Like, it's like so much that people just jump to stuff and neither one of them had a scope or seeing something, an idea of what marriage really truly is. Because it is work. It's not just, I love you, you love me, let's get married.
That right.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
right.
It's way more than just, a lot of people make it sound like it's so easy. Like,
it ain't.
Yeah, it's not at all. And the work starts when you get married. It ain't before. It starts actually when you get married. Yeah, it takes a lot of work.
Takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And then Sean, like, see, that's the thing what you were saying too, as far as like having an uncomfortable conversation and everything, as far as with the female. I mean, if she doesn't want to have an uncomfortable conversation, obviously that right there, she don't like being challenged. You know what I mean? She don't like being challenged as far as like, okay, talking about things that may be uncomfortable, but like I said, it's going to be a lot easier for you and the other person in the long run and everything. So that way, once that's being said or being talked about, like I said, you know, you ain't got to worry about it later on. You see what I mean, Sean?
I mean,
yeah.
What I was going to say.
I have a question, Sean. Is this question on your list? Because we got to go back to your list.
I got a few more, maybe just only 3-4 more not questions, but the do's and do nots.
Okay, I have a question on this. Let's see if that's on the list. What is your purpose of dating? Is that on the list?
What is your purpose of dating?
For dating?
Yeah.
Like, I want to get married again. Like, low key.
Is that on the list?
I'm not going to waste my time
with
people that's just trying to fuck around.
Exactly.
I want to get married again. I'm looking for a partner, someone I can build with.
Yep.
If that's not where you are, it was so nice meeting you. You know, hope you have a good one. Get home safe.
Exactly.
People get confused about what dating is all about. Yeah, they want to have a partner. They want to show off their partner or whatever the case may be, have that monogamous relationship. But what is the true definition of what you're trying to do in that relationship? And I know a lot of folks out there in the world, not just Atlanta, but in the world, are dating. They don't know if they want to get to that part because sometimes fear comes in.
They want to sometimes treat their partner like a commodity, like a trophy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's that. But,
yep.
You know, that again comes from not knowing who you are and what you want. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What I was going to say after Riri before, and to piggyback off Sean, was that when we communicate, there should be a purpose. And when I talk to people about communication, there should be a purpose in your communication. You're either modeling, right? I'm going to let you know how you're going to talk to me, how this is going to go. I am communicating with you so we can prevent things from happening down the road, or I am communicating with you responding to something that has happened. Right? So, and this is what part of what dating is. It's learning how that person communicates. Can you communicate effectively with this person? You know, do you communicate the same way? Because I use a basketball analogy when I'm talking to people about marriage. Y'all can be on the same team. Y'all got the same playbook. You studied it hard. But if y'all ain't on the same page, them plays ain't gonna line. Shit's gonna be fucked up and you're not gonna win the game. Y'all got to be on the same page in the same playbook.
Exactly.
You got to communicate. You can't be like, oh, I'm in chapter 5, but you in chapter 3. I don't know what you doing.
I agree.
I got something for you.
Everybody agree on that.
Yeah, I agree with that basketball analogy. Here is my thing when I was dating. Who's the best candidate? I treat it as a political thing.
Yeah,
as you should. It's your life.
Okay.
Yeah, because it is. I mean, a lot of folks don't think that way. I thought it that way because I thought it was best for me. Who's the best candidate that's going to represent me, and I know I can represent her.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah. That's what I did. I mean, it took a while and whatnot because the mindset of some of the females I met just went totally crazy. And then I had to make sure that and I know you ladies definitely think of this, who's going to be the best representative for my child? Because, you know, that's not the biological parent involved. So got to make sure that they're going to be a good representative.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
That's why I was very careful when I was dating, that whoever met my son, you know, it's going to be good.
That was another reason. I was like, why are they meeting your children? They should not be meeting your kids after like a couple of days. You need to know you.
Right.
Woo. Okay, I told you all this is one of the best episodes. I told you all. All right, so let me get to this last few real quick. Where we at? Whoever invites who on the date should pay.
I mean,
wait, say that again. Say that again.
Whoever invites who on the date should pay.
Whoever initiates the date should pay. And
Right.
I agree with that, right? And that's what I teach my daughters, right? Like I date my daughters. We date our daughters because we have mommy-daughter dates and we have daddy-daughter dates. It's my job to teach them certain things. It's his job to teach them certain things. My thing is, okay, when you go out on a date with somebody, unless you have discussed beforehand, you always, one, the person who asks pays, but you always carry enough money to cover your bill just in case. And then, unless you said go in Dutch should not be on the table when you get to the restaurant. Don't come at me with Dutch, but you come at me with Dutch, go in Dutch, and I'm Ubering home. Because that's a failure to communicate on your part, right? Because what if I wasn't prepared for that, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
That's
all
how
right.
The Hayes girls are being raised.
Yeah, that's how I was raised anyway. I always had my own money. Don't play with me.
Yeah, that brought me to the earlier part of the list. Make sure you bring enough money to the date.
Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Got to make sure you have enough bullets.
And then men are crazy too, because you might not do something and they want to act funny. Like, okay, that's what you're gonna do. Whatever. Bye.
Yep.
We
I have to go to the restroom. No, son.
Seriously, I'm out. I done did that too.
The old routine. The old routine. That's the old school routine right there.
What you say, Star?
I was being quiet because see, I'm a little petty about it. Now, if you ain't gonna treat me like a lady, you ain't gonna do because. And I don't know. My daughter's not at the age where I'm teaching her like, you know, about the dating and paying and stuff. But for me, even if I say let's go hang out or whatever, I'm still expecting you to pay. Now, I just pay in general. I'll just pay for some stuff for, you know, us. Like I like paying for dates too sometimes. I like treating the man. But naturally, I don't care if you asked or I asked. If we're dating, you already know what type of female I am. So if I say, honey, I want to go out, it's still on you, honey.
Is it how you say it at the end of the day? So even if you say, hey, there's this nice restaurant, let's go there, have some drinks, have some good food, let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah,
he still has to pay.
I guess it is, and it depends on where you're at in the relationship too. Because if we're just first dating, more than likely I'm not asking a guy out. They're gonna ask me out unless you're just somebody I adore and we're just hanging out in general. That's different. You already know what that is. But if someone's interested in me and it's at the beginning and they're asking me out, they're paying. Now, if we've been dating for a while, you know me, you know my style, you know what type of female I am. Even if I randomly say, hey, babe, what we're doing, I want to go hang out tonight, it's still on you, sweetheart.
Okay, because I was about to go to that young jock ideology. There's a difference between a prostitute and there is a difference between a constitute.
I'm a constitute.
You know, so you're a constitute.
I'm gonna say this. That movie was made in 2017. So in 2021, no. If we going out, it depends on, like she said, like where you at in the dating thing or whatever. So and she said clearly, so no, it wasn't. It was a long time ago to me. It was a long time ago to me. No, it wasn't.
Yeah, these years, after 2000, these years have went by quick.
Yeah, but it wasn't yesterday. It wasn't for me. It wasn't.
Okay.
But I'm saying that, yeah, for me individually. But like she said, the guy got to know who you dating. You got to know what's going on here. Cause not like me personally, I'll say like, let's go out, and I'll put my card out, and usually they give me my card back. Like, what you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
I initiate.
Yeah.
But them say, put that back up. Yeah.
The guy that I had been dating for a little bit, like he looks at me like I'm crazy. Like, he like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, feels like, nah.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, exactly.
No.
So you see, Michael, see the kind of guys we date, then we already know, we'll initiate and then just give it back. So that's probably what you gotta look at.
Hey, I know we muting R. Kelly. I know we muting R. Kelly. But y'all gonna make me pull out that Notorious B.I.G. and R. Kelly song.
What song is it?
What song?
Oh, I know what song.
Y'all gonna make me pull that song out, man.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
You must
don't
be
do
used
it.
to me spending.
Yeah.
Me whining and dining. I'm fucking
no.
you.
No.
You should have just left it where it was.
It's okay to have that type of mindset, but just make sure a female that receives it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm about to say that too. Yeah, that part.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, last one. Is this the last one? Oh no, it's just two more really quick. We gotta get through these two more real quick. Don't talk about yourself or make it all about you on the date.
Oh God.
Yes.
Oh.
Hello.
Yes. Lord.
This is not a documentary.
And please don't tell me I'm a good listener after you not sat and talked for about 2 damn hours. The reason why I'm so quiet is because this is gonna be the first and the last conversation we gonna ever have.
Right.
Dude, I sit and listen to people all damn day. Do you really think I want to sit and listen to you just talk about yourself? Oh no.
And Jill Scott already told you. She said sometimes let's just be silent. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's just embrace each other's energy.
You a talkative dude like that, let's go to the movies.
Yes.
Save yourself from drowning. Yeah. Be proactive.
Right. We can have a discussion about the movie afterwards, but don't. Ooh, Lord.
Woo. All right. I think we deserve one more. Because we were talking about broken people earlier. Plain and simple. If you have issues, if you haven't gotten over your ex, if you're still going through some shit, don't get on no date.
True.
I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please don't.
You know what? That's that though, Sean. Earlier when we discussed that, on dating sites and in real life, this is my thing. If you are hurt or you're still carrying in things from the past and you're not ready to per se kind of put emotions or feelings into it, I think you should be honest and say you want to be platonic because you're still dealing with things in your past relationship. You just want to kind of hang out. I have done that before. I've literally said, look, I'm just trying to hang out. I'm going through things. I'm still in my healing process, but also I do want to hang out, have conversations. And guys actually were receptive to it. Like,
okay.
Because I was being honest. So I feel like on both sides, if somebody's just being honest, like, look, I ain't trying to meet my future wife right now. I'm just trying to hang out, kick it a little bit with a feminine energy or masculine. It depends on who's saying what, masculine energy. And let's be platonic or, we can go with the flow, but I ain't in the place to look at the future right now.
Okay. Yeah, I did that myself. But some of these females were just trying to rush. I remember one particular female, the way, just because her vibe with me, she really enjoyed, she wanted me to almost be their stepdaddy. I'm like, no. Because I helped them do. Yeah, I mean, just because I helped them doing the homework that particular time, because I knew the answer, she didn't. The mom didn't. She like, oh man, you'll be a great stepdad. What?
maybe she was being facetious. I'm gonna try for the girl.
It wasn't literal, but she was just saying, you know.
But why are you saying that when I ain't trying to even? I'm going back to what you said earlier. You said about communication. I wasn't trying to do all that. I'm helping out because I know, you know, years ago I was in the education thing. I'm still educated, but by heart, but I'm not doing it. I'm going to help a child if they don't know the answer.
Well, sometimes you got to create boundaries when you say you're not doing all of that. You have to.
I can't help that when there's a child that need that assistance and whatnot. That's just me.
I know you were going to say that too, but we got to understand something. When we know that we're not in a certain situation, in certain light, the natural part of us sometimes has to be put on the back burner in certain scenarios.
I ain't help the rest of her kids though. I have that one. Because I saw this was like, no. Right. I did that one and call it quits.
Yeah.
Man. Woo! All right. DJ Vaughn was about to pay. Yeah, he was about to be that dude to pay for the meal for the kids. Stepdad.
He already did.
No.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. I guess all right. Okay. Woo. Great show. Before we close out, because I can just see the face on Shanta right now. It's just, I know. Maybe we'll do a part two. Hopefully we'll bring. Hopefully we can still get Javon to agree to be a part of the show because he's the one who did the movie. He said, "Hey, I'm doing a case study on why it is so hard for people to date in Atlanta." Right. I do have a question. Mm-hmm. All right, and I see that we lost Michael. I hope he comes back, but if not, we really appreciate him for taking time out of his busy schedule to come on the morning show. But I do have a question. Who makes dating harder in Atlanta? Is it the men or is it the women?
Both parties.
Yeah, it's only
why
both,
are you?
man.
Why? You can't.
I just had to ask that question. I had to ask that question. Just like Javon in the movie. Just like Javon in the movie asked the guy who lies the most, men or women?
Men. I
don't know.
Why do men lie? Men lie trying to get some. That's why men lie the most. Women don't lie that much as men do.
Yeah. Men make dating harder because they come in with the lies.
I wouldn't say men make it hard for the dating. I said men lie most. I'm not saying that.
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You saying what you're saying.
Okay. You can stick to your own opinion. Not a fact. It's an opinion.
With the lies.
Just an opinion.
Woo. Okay. Did we get an answer from Riri?
No. I don't know. I don't date women, so I'm assuming.
That's right.
I feel like I already told you what men. I mean, men do. They don't tell you the truth, and they feel like if they don't tell you the truth, they didn't lie to you. I mean, they don't tell you everything. They don't lie to you. They're not lying. Right. But if you ask them like, "Why you ain't tell me you was dating somebody else?" Well, that didn't come up. Like it be like certain stuff. Like
you didn't ask.
Yeah, like what? Don't do that. Don't do that. Like you already know. Don't waste my time. You know, Usher already told you. Don't waste my time. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That song.
I know what you're talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Right. Yeah, nobody has time for that. Like everybody to me is on some game stuff. I don't even understand. I'm 42, so
you look good for 42, girl. Go on, girl. Girl, you better work it out, girl. You better be fine at 42.
Yeah, I know it, but it's just like I don't know. It's just don't look good. Don't look good. I'm gonna have to probably find somebody in another state and fly them here. I don't know.
Oh, see, what a way! Listen, what a way to put a bow, almost put a bow on this conversation. Because what have we been talking about?
Dating in Atlanta.
On the line. Why was Michael on the line? He has seen a woman who showed her coochie in real time in a text, and he's dating her all the way in North Carolina.
I got to tag out on this one.
That was different, but he thought she was here. When he said, he did. Yeah,
he did, but then he also cashed at her so she could drive down. But anyways,
I gotta go. Was a cost of two.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
All right,
I gotta go.
Shanta, really quick. Once again, your contact info.
Shanta Hayes, slhayes.com. Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, IG, same thing. slhayes_speaks on all social media.
Okay. All right. Well, we appreciate it. We want to make sure that people go to the website for the retreat for information about the retreat.
Thank you. And don't forget Minority Mental Health Month. Please check yourself, check your friends, reach out to people, ask them what they need. All right, y'all.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Shanta. And you and before we let everybody go, because it was a lot to take in. What have we learned from doing this episode?
What have we learned?
What can we take away?
I know that I would love to hear the ladies say what we have learned, because I'm at the point that where everybody wants to get to. So,
well, I've learned that we have miscommunication. We all need help. We all want,
all the time.
We all want companionship, but we want to be, somebody that's honest and truthful with us. We don't want to waste our time.
Right.
Whatever. And we don't, we just want better. We got to get better with each other, like talking to each other and communicating. So that's one thing.
Okay. Star?
First, I'm going to say, you said, DJ Roland, you said you at the point where we want to get to. What's that point?
I'm engaged.
Oh. What makes you think everybody want to get to engagement?
That's what I said back to the question. I said, what is the purpose of you dating?
Okay. I guess that's that got to be a whole nother. I just got to keep going. This show got to keep going because that got to be a conversation right there.
Mm-hmm.
But so I observed a lot of things because men are from Mars, women are from Venus is definitely
right
clear because we have a different understanding. But I also see that if we can just learn the language of the person that we're dating or we're interested in, it can make for a better, healthier relationship, companionship, datingship, right? Mm-hmm. Also, honesty is always the best policy, no matter how much somebody say, oh, well, they say they want the truth, but they don't. No, they do want the truth. Just because it's going to hurt them or because it may or may not hurt them doesn't mean that they still don't want the truth. I want the truth, and I've been hurt with the truth sometimes, but allow me the choice. That's all I'm saying. So I learned, truth set you free.
Right.
Whatever that looks like.
Absolutely.
So try to.
All right. Well, what I can take away from doing this episode, because I learned a lot, and I'm going to still continue to learn, because every day is a learning curve for me to communicate with women, to communicate with the opposite sex, and actually know what it is that you all really, really want. But just to keep it simple, we got to meet each other in the middle when it comes to communication. I mean, I think we all in agreement to that, and I can't stress that enough. We got to meet each other in the middle when it comes to communication. Look, we're not in high school. We're not in high school anymore. We're not in middle school, like all this other stuff, social media and everything. Like, we're a part of that world, but we chose, like we talked about choosing, right? We talked about choosing earlier. We chose to be a part of that world. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't forced upon us. Maybe to some degree it was, but it wasn't forced upon us to say, hey, we don't want social media. We want to just stick to what we know. We want to stick to not having no social media. We want to stick to talking to each other on the phone like we used to do back in the day. But because we're living in a different world right now, and we got all these different type of relationships these days, situationships, polyamorous, open relationships, this, that, and the third, be clear on what is it exactly that you want. If you want to be in a polyamorous relationship that, you want to be with more than one person, do that. Don't do that with a person who is not about that life. No. You know what I mean? So I think it just comes to communication, and we also got to look at ourselves and the environment that we're in. We focusing on Atlanta. Yeah, we can say, oh, this happens across the board. This happened in other states, but we never been in those other states. We may have visited some of those states, but we never actually stayed in those states.
I
know what I'm saying? So where have you been?
Rialto, California. I've been in Detroit, Michigan. I've been in Florida, D-Land, Florida.
And how the fellas out there?
Well, I feel like in Florida, they were like relationship dudes. It's a small town though. Like Florida is not like people think. Florida is country. It's small towns. It's like, you know what I mean? It's not Miami. You know, looking at Miami, it's not like that. Like some of those towns are small, so they're looking for relationships or whatever. Yeah. So, you know, California is different though. You know, a lot of the guys actually they want to marry. They looking to be married. Unless you're going to LA or San Francisco. Like it's the cities, no. The cities, they want to be like Atlanta. You already know that. Like
I agree.
Yeah, so it's not, I don't know.
Metropolitan cities are probably the worst places to meet.
Yeah.
Probably your future mate.
Exactly.
So I probably need to go maybe to like Waycross, Georgia, or Perry, Georgia.
What's that place that Dynasty went to?
Georgia.
What's that place that Dynasty went to?
Oh, wait. Colony, Georgia?
Colony or wherever.
Cottage, Georgia. It starts with the letter C.
Right.
But I know. Yeah. Dynasty gonna get on me about that. All right, y'all.
Yeah, me too.
It's the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast. Hey, the new normal podcast. When and where can people check out your podcast, Riri?
Well, I will be on the Beat Radio in August, but right now you can check me out on Anchor under like new _normal podcast. Too, if you want to go on Instagram, because you can get all my link trees on there, so you can listen to me on iHeartRadio, all of the platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, all that. I said Apple Music, Apple Radio, iTunes. You know what I mean. Just go on my Instagram, has my link tree. But I will be on Beat Radio next month in August. But
yeah. Hey. Congrats.
Thank you.
Welcome to the clique. Welcome to the clique. Now you got to get gang initiated. No,
gang. Peace up, A-Town down.
There you go. All right, where can people follow you at, Star?
People can follow me. Simply put, just follow She Talk Atlanta on all platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Please chime into my She Talk Atlanta group on Facebook. We lit.
Yeah, DJ Rollum.
Always follow me at DJ Rollum on Twitter and Instagram, and DJ Rollum Townsend on Facebook. Y'all, I'm telling y'all need to hit me up. I got people hit me up in my DM and said they needed a DJ. I just did a restaurant, Rockin' Crabs.
Hey.
That's the name of the restaurant. That's the name of the restaurant.
Go get those crabs.
Rockin' Crabs.
Rockin' Crabs out of Stone Crabs.
Rolling everywhere.
Yeah, DJ rolling and rocking.
Yeah, hey, man. I'm just saying, we're talking about dating in Atlanta, so go ahead and get those crabs. You know.
No, I don't know. No, stinky.
And you can follow me, Sean Garvey, on Facebook, Sean Garvey ATL, Twitter, and on Instagram. And make sure you continue to listen to us 24/7, BeatBreakRadioFM.com. Simulcasting on ThinkingOutLoudNetwork.com. Don't forget to download the Podcast FM app to your mobile device and your smartphone. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, a great show, great episode. Whether we agree or disagree, obviously we disagreed on some things, but we can show you we can still have fun. We can show you still have fun, but make this into a very teachable and learning experience at the same time. So I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So now we just got to go find the one or be with the one and get married like DJ Rollum in a few months.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's it. We're just going to leave it at that. Right. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna play some R&B songs in the next hour of the Beat Break Morning Show. You know, coming out of this dating in Atlanta conversation. So, this has become too much for DJ Rollum. He's exhausted from this conversation. I'm exhausted as well. I'm about to go. I don't know what I'm about to go do, but I know we're about to go into a break. All right, y'all. It's the Beat Break Morning Show, the Beat Break Podcast.
Yep.